party people. So, it'll be a fun one. Okay, so I've been hearing a lot about the Jose Nathan thing. I'm not really sure what the hell had happened, but I would like to hear about it. Just to go old school. It's not even old school, it's new, but I'm going to go ahead and throw the meetup link. I'm going to throw it in the bunker. If you don't know what the bunker is, then you will not, probably not going to be on the panel in the next 10 minutes. I'm definitely going to open the panel, so don't you don't know what the bunker is, don't worry, you will be able to get on. Just kind of wanted to start it off and go over some things that we've experienced, I guess you would say, as we've done this flat Earth globe discussion here. Specifically, I want to talk about observations because, I mean, let's face it. If it wasn't for observing things, none of us would be here talking about anything. But there's a catch. Our observations, our perception of the world we see. Now, a lot of flat earthers seem to, for some odd reason, believe that their senses are as sound as it gets. I mean, can't get no better. A little disingenuous, I would think. Seeing how, we need glasses, seeing how we need, instruments that would help us take advantage of the fact that our vision, better yet, our optics aren't good enough to tell the true story. So what ends up happening is this. Pretty simple. We make tools like, for instance, theodolite. We were having a hard problem figuring out, what level in, say, the mountains was. So we would use the theodolite, and it would basically measure the vertical horizon. If you don't understand what that means, look it up. And then basically what ends up happening, hang on, I'm trying to put the link in the bunker, and I forgot to do something like this. There we go. Now everyone that has the link knows exactly what I just did. What's up, Thane? Let me make sure that you are going to be heard.
Hey, Sean G. Great stream the other night. Very informative first hour to the show.
Thank you. It was one. I was very pleased with that rant.
I wouldn't class that as a rant.
Oh,
I thought it was a well laid out representation of what you went through.
Yeah, that's all it really can be. I gotta, man. I wasn't gonna present it. I'm probably not going to because it's ridiculous. But every once in a while, in my comments of my live streams, I'll get like a fucking novel of a comment from somebody, most likely a flat earther, and they got a lot to say. Thing is, so everyone knows, if that bitch is more than a paragraph long, I'm not reading it. I'll scan through it. I'll even answer to some of the things I saw, but no, I will never in my life ever read a 2-page comment.
I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, a long one I understand, but before I start, oh, you have an echo. But I want to say what's up to everyone in the chat before we start. For instance, like Jose, he is the modern day flip flop. He loves me, he hates me. I can't figure it out. If you can't see what he said in the chat, then you didn't get here in time. What's up, Jason? The only concaver, so everyone knows, Jason McCormick. He's the only concaver. So when you hear 2 or 3 of them are in an area, it's him. It's his sock accounts. What's up, C4? What's up, GPS? What's up, Sean? And Sean said something earlier that made me laugh. He said he learned today that Nathan and Quantum Eraser are assholes or something like that. If you're just learning that now, you probably shouldn't be calling Flat Earthers stupid because you've been here a while. You should know that by now. What's up, Digital Demonic? What's up, John Watson? How you doing? They and them. You have said you are here, and had said, "What's up?" Lodi says, "Guys, I've been seeing Lodi in my chat a lot. You guys know you're allowed to time him out endlessly if you want. Just time him out for no reason. You don't even need a reason." I thought I sent you a. Oh well, sorry. I'm gonna put it in the chat. And give me 1 second, Travis. Travis, you don't go on Discord, huh? Because that would make a lot of sense for that. There we go. What's up, John? What's up, Tony? What's up, Brian? How you doing, sir? Just said, what's up, Travis? Got the link out there. What's up, Sean? What's up, Fred? The Darkman, how you doing? Soul Survivor, how you doing? What's up, B-Ball? So yeah, what happened? What's up, Grizz? Hey, so Grizz, if you're video recording that, you bring that recording on. We'll watch it. Yeah. So what the hell happened on Jose's? Hang on. Go ahead, Travis.
Usually it mutes when I sign on for the first time. I have to unmute, so I apologize about that. Hello, what?
Yeah, I know. I noticed that as well. I think it may be I'm not sure if it's my settings or they just change shit up all the time. I'm not sure.
That's normal for meets now at the moment. It automatically mutes you when you join a hangout.
You didn't have to mute though. You were unmuted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when I signed on, I was automatically unmuted, so I was not prepared.
It depends on the number of people in the meet. I think if it's over X number of people, then it mutes you automatically so that you don't come straight on top of a conversation.
Over 8 or 10, I think it is.
Okay. Let's see if Sean's muted. Were you muted, Sean, or did you have to unmute?
Looks like I'm unmuted.
Okay, so far, everyone's has not had to unmute themselves.
All right. 5.
Yeah. So what the hell happened on Nathan's?
Anybody? Well, it wasn't really. It was on Nathan's, but Jose streamed it afterwards.
Oh.
And I didn't catch the very beginning of it, but I did catch the end of it. Well, kind of 3/4 of the way through. And Jose was asking questions. He had 3 questions that he asked Nathan if he could provide evidence for, and Nathan kept dodging the questions. Then QE stepped in, and basically it just turned into calling names and people over talking each other, and QE kept calling Jose a retard and stuff like that. That was pretty much the answer for all the questions.
Of course. Well, would you expect QE to actually have answers?
No, but I figured it was just going to be Nathan and Jose, but turned into he needed backup.
Let me see. Someone just said my name. I was blocked in somewhere. I think they're on drugs though. Schrodinger, Staffian, or whatever the hell. You're not blocked. I don't know what you're talking about. Sean said, "I knew they were bitches. I just wasn't aware of how much QE controlled." Really? Quantum Eraser runs that show. You know that, right? He's like the topics, the people on the panel. QE runs that shit. He's run it from the very beginning. I don't know about the beginning, but I knew he was running that shit before he started going on there.
Yeah, his name is now Quantum Disgrace.
Right, he's a special kind of guy.
I'm sure most of you have noticed that all his evidence that he brings is stuff that he has written himself.
Well, what he does is he copy and pastes and then he cuts out
puts his headings.
words and
He puts his headings.
The weird like 5-year-old headings and stuff, so he remembers what the word is because that's how he equates it.
Yeah, it's that one word. He focuses on the word, but not the context of the sentence the word is used in.
Yeah,
That's actual intellectual dishonesty.
Yeah, I mean, I know Sean said something about his channel. I think I haven't watched Nathan. I think I've watched maybe 2 Nathans ever, like actually watched them. And other than that, I mean, even when I was Flat Earth, that shit, he just radiates bullshit. I don't care what he's talking about. But yeah, I mean, so basically what ended up happening was Jose was able to get on the panel and they went all flat earth on his ass.
Oh, you mean derp?
Yeah. But see, that's like why I like guys like Travis, because Travis he's not an asshole. I mean, he's definitely wrong about a lot, but he's not an asshole.
Thanks, Sean.
No problem, buddy.
Yeah. Sometimes Travis will get triggered, but we all do.
Like today, I got triggered.
On Jose's?
Yeah, but we all do.
See,
so
I missed
none of
all
us
this.
Yeah, so did I.
None of us are infallible, and that's the point.
I didn't get triggered today, so I guess I'm proud of me.
Well, the night's still young, Sean.
That is very true.
Yeah, but Sean will just light up a spliff and he'll be happy.
I've already lit 3. We're gonna see what happens. I can get triggered anytime.
I need to move to a place where spliffs are allowed.
Like California.
I have family in California.
Just get like a second job or something, because damn.
Yeah, but see, I can't drive out there because random drug tests.
Yes, you can go to Pennsylvania, though, right?
Yeah. Pennsylvania's just over the border. I mean, Maryland has a dispensary right in like 10 minutes away from me, but I've never gone in it, so I don't know what it dispenses. But it looks like what I've seen before, at least from the outside. It looks like it would be a typical dispensary.
God damn it, Jose! Go put a fucking shirt on.
Hey, I got a shirt on. Look at that. He's orange. So got a shirt.
It's color. The blend.
Look at the CGI T-shirt.
Your natural skin color is orange?
Yeah, right.
It's
President.
a long story. So,
President Oompa Loompa.
I heard you had some fun, Jose.
I had a blast this morning. I went on Nathan's pre-show, and yeah, I went and had a little debate with him on 3 points, and he was unable to give anything of the 3 points. I claimed victory on those 3 because he was unable to answer the 3 of them. He just refused, denied, and just didn't present anything.
You know what
so yeah, do? It was beautiful.
We should have a debate with Flat Earth, right? Flat Earth versus Globe, but like no talking, essay form. No, you can't talk shit. Who you talking shit to? A piece of paper? Write down your facts. Write down your evidence, and then we'll have someone like you, Jose, read both of them. Because then, you get the entertainment of the accent and the fact that you can't talk shit.
That's fun. Yeah, what I did on the Nathan, it was 3 points. It was visual, so you had to see the points, to see visuals, footage and pictures and stuff. And he never shared the screen. He never presented anything. So yeah, he did bad.
Yeah, you can also do a video response so that it's a little bit of both. You're responding to a screen. You record yourself. You know what I mean? I think that would make it a little bit more personal from each of the participants.
Yeah, present the page, and then read it out.
Yeah.
And then the other person respond in the same way. So with it written down, but presented.
You get a couple of days to respond, and then you can post your response.
The plain truth, did you rage quit earlier when I booted Flutter data? I don't know why.
It wasn't a rage quit. I wouldn't call it a rage quit. I don't think that... I'm sorry, I just got a phone call. Hold on. I don't think it was I don't think it was an even-handed boot. I don't think you should have booted him. So I just decided to show my affiliation with Flat Earth Data, and I just was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Do
But
you
I
think
wasn't
his
pissed
approach
off. I was
was?
just
Do you
trying
think
to.
his approach was the correct when he said like, "All right, answer me this question. This is the question." Boom. And when a person say, "All right, let me answer you the question," I think he said, "No, no, 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 no. Answer me the question. The question is this." And the
Okay,
person, "All right, let me
Jose,
answer you the question."
I know
hang
it's
on, was Flat Earth Data any different than he normally is?
No, he
Okay,
was worse.
listen.
He was
You know what?
just
Travis,
triggered.
do you agree with how he comes at people?
Okay, so I think that if you listen to what Flat Earth Data started out today, I think he tries to start out even-handedly. He says, "No, sir, no, sir, that's not what I was saying." He tries to maintain that sense of sensibility, but he gets triggered, and once he gets triggered, forget it. Just forget it. So for me, I wouldn't ever boot him. I would just, I don't know. I don't know how you maintain semblance, but
You
uh,
think you can let him just take the floor and monologue and go and go and go without anybody able to
so
speak?
Jose, I guess here's what I would do. Here's what I would do if I were you. The next time Flat Earth Did comes on, because I think he has good stuff to say. I think that, excuse me, um, if you want to allow him to contribute, I think that you should choose one panelist, and you say to everybody else, you stay on mute, and you say, Jose, you say, Johnny X, if you unmute and interrupt this, I'm booting your ass.
The
Like I
problem,
did today, yeah.
yeah,
Like you did to Data. You know what I mean?
but the
Just
problem
let it
is
be Data and one person.
I've done
No,
that
I
with
did
him on
today that.
Jose's. I've done that on Jose's and here. He doesn't follow any kind of rule. He just thinks he can just monologue nonstop.
Well,
Yeah,
the other
well,
solution, there's another solution. Give him a half an hour monologue.
Yeah, it was Tody. Tody took the chance. Tody said, "All right, let me answer you the question." And he tried to engage and flattered data. No, 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 no. That's not what I say. And then Blue Marble tried to go in. I said, "All right, Blue Marble. Everybody stay quiet. Blue Marble, go ahead, take over." As soon as Blue Marble opened the mouth, flattered data repeated the question like 4 times, back to back. I said, "All right, flattered data. You got the question out 3, 4 times. Let him answer." He said, "All right, I'll mute myself." Blue Marble opened his mouth, flattered data interrupted. That's when I booted him. It was impossible.
See, the whose idea was it? Video one. Who said that? Was that Travis? Was you, right? Um, that's how
oh
flat Earth.
yeah, yeah.
That's how Flat Earth Data needs to debate or have a discussion. There's no other way. Because when I had a
Yeah.
conversation with him on Jose's, the first time I talked to him, that I won't use any names, asked me 2 questions. He said, "Do you do you believe there are aliens? And what's Earth's curvature?" I tried to explain to him that the 80 squares per mile is layman's terms, and he said I'm not qualified to say if there's aliens and what the equation is for curvature, and went on a tangent about how that shows I wasn't qualified. What kind of argument is that?
But you just said that you were not qualified to talk about the equation or aliens,
No,
and then
no.
he used it against you.
Well, yeah.
That's
Well, no, no. Well, I told him it was a long equation, and that the 80 square per mile isn't the equation that you would use for the curvature of Earth. That's for the tangent line. Blah 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 blah. The McWest calculator. It's a fucking smooth ball. It's not a real representation of Earth. It's the layman's way of explaining these things. And he went on a tangent about that, like as if I said I don't know, and aliens, they're if they don't live in the solar system, then I don't know what I'm talking about. So that's that's why I can't talk to that guy. He's crazy, not mental crazy.
yeah.
Just I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him.
The
Crazy.
the Earth
I
curve
think
calculator actually requires you to have decimal points. So you can't just keep saying 6 foot, 30,000 feet, 20,000 feet.
No,
You
it
need to
doesn't
go
work.
20,152 point such
Well,
feet,
what it
and you'll
is
actually get the better equation out of it.
well the main thing issue is that the fact that we don't live on that smooth ball. What ends up happening is that, say, for instance, if let's just pretend that 8 inches square per mile is the perfect measurement in everything. Well, imagine if something hit Earth and there was a dent. Well, that wouldn't work with the equation. So basically, you would have to offset it to account for that dent, so to speak, and that's basically what we have to do all over the Earth. That's why it doesn't work
drop
for
equations.
exactly.
I don't think that's true.
It's
Okay, so
100% true. I have to do
well,
it.
okay,
I
so
mean,
do
there's
it.
situations where I do it at work when I'm doing slopes. When I'm
I
slope
know.
staking.
Yeah, hold on.
Actually, Sean,
What I mean
do you
is,
deal?
is that you even have to do that on the opposite. Say you have a mountain in front of you, which is the opposite idea of what you just said with an indentation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's just simple. That's just simply topography.
Yes, you're right. But the difference
So
is okay. But the difference in that is that you can have two 10,000-foot mountains sitting in that sit in a valley that's 500 feet below sea level. See how that is? You would have to use the offset of the fact that it's below sea level as well to account
but
for
see,
the elevation on that, and that's kind of
sure,
one of the things I'm talking about.
right, but in your world, that's a problem. It's not a
No,
problem in my world
it's our
because
world. No, it's not a problem in your world because you don't make it a problem. But in our world, it's exactly what it is. There's
But
no
flat Earth
difference.
has valleys.
no, I would say that it's exactly what it is in our world too. My point is, okay, here, take this for example. Let's say I measure out to the best of my ability a 50-mile stretch of land.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get curve. I'm just going to get 1 mile to 1 mile to 1 mile until I add it up to 50. I'm going to have 50 tangents that are 1 mile apart, and they're going to be.
What are you using for elevations? Your elevations.
Okay, look, I'm not a surveyor. I'm just talking in generic principles.
Okay, but
you're gonna get me. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You're gonna get me with the technicalities, okay? But my point is,
I'm not trying to get you though. I'm just trying to help. I'm seriously trying to explain it because what ends up happening is, say we have a measuring stick and we put it on the ground and it goes, hey, you're at 100 feet. And you walk, you do a mile and it says you're at 75 feet. Then you go another mile and it says you're at 95 feet. You got to remember that everything that uses a balance, a level, basically, it's straight down. Is it's 90. So it's always going to tell you where the elevation is in relation to be able to do the curve, to be able to measure the curvature yourself. You need what's called a mean line, a tangent line, a line that you can basically put up that does not change. But what will happen is you then can measure the Earth compared to that mean line, and that's where you'll start seeing curvature. So it's not you get a tape measure, and at a certain point, elevation, you're going to be able to measure that curvature the same way.
This is Aaron. I got kicked off Sean's show last time when we were talking about transits, lasers, theodolites. Remember that, Sean?
I
Shout out to Aaron.
don't. How you doing, Aaron?
What's up, Sean? How you doing?
I don't think you didn't get kicked off. No, you didn't get kicked off. Actually, you just left because I remember I was actually really surprised you hadn't interjected in the middle of me talking or someone talking, and then when we looked, you weren't there.
Yeah, regardless, no big deal. Sean, through if we sight glass through a theodolite, which is
wait.
one of those
This is the serious Aaron. He's serious. You guys notice that? Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah. Because I'm backing up my boy Trav right now. Because lasers, we've used local lasers. Whirly birds, we use them all the time. But a theodolite is a little bit different. You can get, well, however far its optics are that you can see, and it does have stadia lines. The lines in it through the optical view, the stadia lines. But what that does,
but it's not
what
a distance,
that doesn't,
but it's not a distance tool.
what it exactly, because it doesn't.
It's a leveling tool.
But yes. So if it's perfectly level, just hear me out real quick. If it's perfectly level, in the distance, that mountain that is shrinking, you may see through that theodolite, but you're not measuring to the top of the mountain.
You're not trying. You never try to measure the top mountains.
Yeah. I know. We always go closer, and
it's for the angles. Yeah. And if you were to look at a mountain, and you were to use the theodolite, and you had it zeroed out, so to speak, what you or basically it would First, depending on your elevation, because it's going to change pending your elevation.
Yep.
Right, Aaron?
Absolutely.
Okay. So,
but we always set them level as a preset, so it knows where its tangent is, where its elevation. Well, we don't even set elevations on them. We just
you make it level so that it's not candid, basically offset.
Yeah, but as it looks out, and so think about this, Sean, and what Travis is trying to get at, and flat earthers in general, is if things get smaller in the distance, but the theodolite cannot know that. It doesn't know that.
You're 100%. You're actually right now what you're doing is helping the globe, because that is actually a very, very good evidence for it being the globe. Because that theodolite, it's going. If you're say at 6 feet with a theodolite, and you have it zeroed out, and you're able to see over a distance, and you see that some reason that mountain doesn't shrink, but it's actually it's low on my horizon on my theodolite. Wow, how would that happen?
Might
how
be
would
good
that
for
happen?
a mile. What do you think?
No. See, here's the thing. He doesn't do distance. It tells vertical and horizontal angles. So therefore, if I have it at 0, it's going to be looking at 0 straight out. And guess what doesn't affect that 0 when you're looking out?
Distance.
Or gravity. No. Distance doesn't matter at all. It's not a distance.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't affect it. Doesn't measure distance. Listen, no. But see, with lasers, there's something that comes into effect with it called gravity. But with theodolite, it doesn't work that way. So what's going to end up happening is the stuff in the distance. Hang on, stuff in the distance that is, so to speak, going over curvature.
Smaller. Yeah, it's smaller.
Yeah, regardless.
That's not so to speak.
It would not be below the theodolite's 0.
Yes, it would.
I beg to differ, because the theodolite doesn't know. It doesn't know to take in the perspective. You've seen the perspective drawings, right?
Yes. Wait. That's why you have to do some math. If you set it up at 0, then what I said, it will still stand true. What you're saying is, okay, fine. You have to set it up at 6 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet. You still have to calculate that. And still, you're going to find that mountain in the distance that looks smaller, really, you can't see it because of curvature. Hey, thank you, Trish. Trish says, keep it real, people. No doubt.
Well, we can't see it.
Not to mention that your idea of perspective, if it's going the way you would say, Aaron, would mean that your perspective would necessarily make parallel lines intersect.
Which is exactly what you say with sun rays. Yeah, that's exactly what you guys say with sun rays or railroad tracks, right? They do appear to intersect, right?
Okay.
See, this is the fundamental flaw in perspective. They appear to.
Yep.
Okay, so when I'm looking at crepuscular rays over a lake, go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, when you say it's like when I was talking on Jose's last week, I think it was, and Brenda said, you don't actually believe that railroad tracks meet? Like, I no, first of all, I didn't say that, and then second of all, no, okay? So when you say, when you like do your little snarky, appear, as if we don't know that. I mean, that's not the point. That's not our argument, right? It's just not. So Sean,
wait. So if it's not your argument, then what is your argument when you're having this discussion about it then?
Well, when we bring up, hold on real quick,
Travis,
Aaron.
hold on, real quick. With the theodolite, there is a 6-inch telescopic lens, 6-inch, that is supposedly zeroed to a tangent that it's on a ball, and when it shoots out, or even on a flat plane, either one, and when it shoots out, when you look through that, it does not take into either perspective, curved or natural perspective. It can't do it.
Exactly.
Our eyes.
Yes.
Our eyes optically.
Yeah, it's not zeroed to the horizon. It's zeroed to horizontal.
Exactly.
It's just horizontal at its point, and it does not
At 90
know
degrees.
if that building is getting
Yes.
smaller in the
Wait.
It does not know that.
Travis, 90 degrees to what?
To the ground, Sean.
Why?
Yeah.
What
To-
relation is that a factor? How do we know that's how it works? Why?
Okay, hold on real quick. I can answer this simply, and it's okay. Let me do what I do with my tripod when I set up my camera and I set the bubble towards center, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's level, right? That means that the feet are balanced out in terms of their length and everything and what, like, so when I have the bubble right in the middle, I'm level. Okay, that's in relation to being, and so if I were to drop a line straight down from the center of my tripod, I would have a 90-degree angle when it hit the ground.
Travis,
That's what I mean by perpendicular.
Not if your tripod was on a lean.
Okay, if again my bubble is centered, the line that I drop down as a bob is going to be perpendicular to the ground.
We call that a plumb bob, Travis. Very well.
Yeah, but Travis, if the platform that you have your tripod on, one of those legs is slightly up, even though it says level, technically the plumb bomb you drop is not 90 degrees perpendicular to where you're standing.
To the platform of his tripod? Are you kidding me?
So if you're standing on a slanted say box, it's not going to, the plumb bob won't be 90 degrees to you. It'd be 90 degrees to
the platform of his camera is what he's saying.
No, it's not. No, wait.
To the ground.
Yeah,
to the ground.
No,
to the ground. It won't be 90.
When
it won't be. It's
when it
not
reaches
the ground.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Maybe I'm taking one step further. I'm sorry.
Well, let's just
hold on.
He's setting the platform.
Yeah. Here's the problem. We're not trying to say it, but we want you to, which is kind of disingenuous. So we'll just say it anyway. Due to gravity, that is your 90, the center of the Earth. So whether you be on a hill or a platform that's not slanted or whatever, your plumb bob is not going to give you whatever your standings 90.
Okay. So when I'm walking up a hill, right, Sean, I do stand, which wouldn't be perpendicular to the hill I'm walking up.
No.
Right?
Your plumb bob will not.
No, you lean forward.
Your plumb bob
I don't
will
know
not
what
read.
the argument is.
Your plumb bob will not read straight down to the ground.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so let me go back to, because I was the one that brought up the tripod situation. So going back, I think to what I don't remember now what Sean said that made me want to go to the.
He said that one leg of your tripod might be a little less extended to make your camera platform, level with the plumb bob and your bubble, right? Your bubble.
All right. Well, let me just. I can't get the thought back, so let me go back to one of the thoughts that I did have when you brought up the theodolite going out horizontal. Okay. Right. So when you set up your theodolite, since I've never used one, it's set up basically to be 90 degrees, and then when it shoots out with its crosshairs, that's a horizontal parallel line across the landscape. Correct?
So imagine, imagine.
Hold on, just no. I don't want an explanation. Just a yes or no.
It's a crosshairs.
No.
And it gives you if you look up and down, it tells you what degree you're looking up and down to its level. And then same for your.
So let me hold on, Aaron.
There's one more. There's one more. And then your tilt. So if you tilt your head one side to the other, that's the other measurement. So it gives you the angle of that. So it gives you pretty much your vertical and horizontal angles. That's what it does. It measures.
Theodolites are massively complicated, Travis.
No, they're not.
Sean,
no, in theory, in theory of operation.
Hey guys, no rumpus. I meant to say, Sean, they're complicated, meaning they can do a lot of shit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let me finish my thought.
Yeah, but Travis, when you
stop,
made your point there,
Aaron, stop. You're cutting him. Yeah, you're cutting him off. Go ahead, Travis.
Travis, can I tell you though? You're making a big mistake.
Aaron, just hold on, dude.
God damn it, dude! Don't start.
You've never used one, Travis. I want to tell you just the basics of it.
I
Just-
don't need
just-
to hear the basics, Aaron. I'm asking you not to. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just asking you not to. Okay. So basically, Shills said it looks out horizontal. Okay. And so just as far as I'm going to say it, it's horizontal in that description is parallel to the ground. You're looking out straight across the ground.
No.
Okay. Now, what you're not doing is you're not looking down to the curve, which is what I see in baller YouTube videos when they show that you think that you're looking out straight at a horizontal perspective, and then they draw a tangent line down to where they have drawn the circumference of the Earth. That's not what you're doing. You are never looking down. You are always looking out straight ahead.
Wait. You've seen this with a theodolite?
No, I'm saying.
He's conflating the theodolite to the way that we, with our eyes, tend to look towards the horizon.
Plain. I need you to understand something here.
No.
First off, at a 6 foot height, say average 6 foot man, looking out horizontally, the horizon is going to be less than 1/100th of a degree declination from horizontal.
But no matter what,
do you understand that?
Yes,
I understand that's your math.
No.
Well, no, that's the truth.
The horizon is always. You always look down to the horizon. I don't care what you say.
At 36,000 feet, the horizon is approximately a 3.36 degree declination. I know.
Last week.
Yeah, and the further up you go, the greater that declination becomes. It is at an absolute minimum as far as standing there when you're standing on the beach, looking out at the ocean at a less than 1/100th of a degree declination.
Right, and the reason why it appears to do that is because of the ether band. The atmosphere.
No, don't call it ether band. Call it what it is. Atmospheric conditions.
Okay, listen. No. I'm not. I compensated.
Okay, then
I compensated by following up.
What's the difference between when it's foggy ether band and clear day ether band? What's the difference? How do you tell?
You'd have to tell me what we're looking at and where we're looking.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
If it's a foggy day compared to a clear day with patchy clouds, how do you distinguish between the ether band?
It's okay. The ether band is always in front of you, Sean. The minute you open your eyes, you're looking through the ether band.
Okay, but then how do you describe
it? It's just like atmospheric conditions. As soon as you open your eyes, bam, they're right there in front of you.
Yeah, but I
want to know
Hold on, real quick.
how you distinguish what the different optics you're seeing in the ether band.
Okay, hold on real quick. I'm going to try not to be too word salady, okay? But this discussion, the reason why I have chosen ether band, because when I first started thinking through this issue, I was realizing that I had to address something that's not being addressed in the discussion. And that is, you see the rhetoric on Nathan's show about orthographic view and then perspective, right? And I've had conversations with Stingray, Dean on Jose's channel and on my show, where he told me what I would see in a program that did not have atmosphere. So when we have to start, hold on. When we start talking about making observations over the land and over water, and you are not taking into consideration how the medium affects what you're going to see, that is why I chose ether band, because I was going to begin to address that very concept that you guys do not, and I repeatedly hear this, you don't take this stuff into account.
Sure. Can I interject for a second?
Well, hang on. Okay. The
Good
issue
point,
with what you said is that, again, because you have an issue with what some people do and don't do,
don't tell Travis what he said.
I swear to God, Aaron, shut up.
Okay.
I mean, I disagree with what you're saying right now, Sean.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
You disagree with the difference is that if we're trying to figure out a situation and we have two different atmospheric conditions, the ether band doesn't work. The ether band won't work.
Yes, it does.
No,
yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Okay. How about I have a good idea? How about, are there different types of, say, filters you would use on different types of days for taking camera shots?
I
So
haven't gotten to that level. If that's
The
an
ether
if that's an
band,
issue.
you cannot filter it out. It's not something that
shut up,
is.
Aaron.
Aaron,
You
let
don't know what you're
Wayne
talking
answer.
about.
Stop running
Okay,
over it.
I
so
don't believe that you can filter it out. If you can, it might
well,
be
that's what I
the
mean. Okay,
IR
it has nothing to
filter.
do with that. So basically, when you take pictures in your camera, pretty much it matters. I mean, this is common sense. At night, you're going to use have a flash. During a really bright day, you may have it, dim it, like darken it or whatever the hell you call it. On if you're doing sports, you're going to need like a faster shutter, I think, or quicker, or whatever the hell you call it, and just
Shutter
different.
speed.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have different things that you use for different situations. Well, if you have these different situations, or you're a camera guy and you're taking shots, how do you know what atmospheric condition you're going to be using these lenses in to change them? Because the ether
Well,
band doesn't tell you.
many folks have done that and tried that and shown that, and
No,
there
you don't
are
even know what you're talking about.
observations of that.
Travis literally
But
is the
listen,
only one that says ether
Sean,
band. So how are all these
none
other
of
people doing this?
this proves globe or flat,
You're
right?
stupid, Aaron.
Because
You're irritating the shit. You
no,
know
no, no,
what,
I'm with
Travis?
you. I'm with
No,
you.
stop. Travis, fuck you, because you're the one who jinxed me and said I could get triggered today, and now I'm triggered.
I said the night was young. I said it was the night was young.
Jeez.
And then he
Okay,
messaged me and said, "Join Sean."
I
okay,
figured.
listen. Okay, listen. Hold on, real quick. Okay, I would say that your question is an appropriate question if I get to the level of trying to consider different lenses. Okay, right now I'm limited to what I have. I'm thinking about trying to buy another camera that has, manual lensing that I would have to focus myself and whatnot. I don't believe, Sean, at this moment, I don't believe that there is a setting that is going to improve or clear up making the observations that I'm making. I don't believe that's the
Wait, hang on.
case.
This
Okay,
question is
okay.
a
Fair
stop. Can
question
you
to
see my
consider.
screen right now? Can you see my screen? I'm showing a picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've hit the edit button and you've seen all the different options and filters. So that contradicts what you just said. You know about these things. You know that they exist. So you can't say they don't. You know that you can do all these type of things with different photos. There's no difference. Like, this is the same thing. On a bright day, you're gonna use a darker aperture.
Okay. So right. So Sean. So what you and I need to do, and I'm more than happy to do that, is I will send you the same 5 shots that I sent Barney, that he is supposed to be crunching numbers for. I don't know why it's taken him so long, because it doesn't seem that all you have to do is
Probably because he has a life,
crunch.
but
No. But what I'm saying is, it's just simply math. Okay, just put your numbers in, and you should be done. Okay, it's been like 3 weeks. It's been like 3 weeks. My point is,
what was your ether?
I
Can I
will.
have Etherband numbers? Go ahead.
My point. Yeah, my point is that I will give you those 5 shots, and you can run them through filters if you want, and see if it clears up the image at all. I don't think it's going to, but go ahead. I'll send them to you.
Wait, I don't
That way
understand. What's the conclusion that we're looking for? I mean, that's
You're saying that you're saying with the image that you have right there, that you can change different filters, and it's going to affect the picture that you're looking at. I'm saying, okay, that's fine. So I'll give
Travis, where you're confused is you're saying that you're thinking that he's going to apply the filter to them after they're taken. He's saying apply the filter to the picture that is currently being taken as you go.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Because if I use, say, this aperture, which is a little darker, less detail, and I use this one at night, I'm not gonna have a good picture at all. If I say use this one,
okay,
with the sun in front of it, it's probably gonna white out, and it's not gonna have a good picture. You would need to know that on the lenses and the settings you have on your camera.
Here's what I thought you were saying. Sean, real quick, okay?
Hmm?
When you pulled up this image, when you pulled up this image and said to me, Travis, you know that you can affect this image with different filters, right? I thought that you were saying that you could affect the image with your program the same way you could possibly affect the image with a filter on your camera. So if that was the case,
You can.
okay, then you saying you can, okay? Then,
So I'm
then
sorry.
listen to-
Like there are different exposures. So you can take a picture that will let more light in, less light in. Give it a haze or a cropped photo. I mean, filters like that. They're the same. The difference is that you would probably set your camera to something like these filters for a reason, whereas you would use these ones to actually, filter a picture that you've already taken. Difference is that, I mean, it's the same situation where you would need to know the conditions to know what filter would work with it.
All right, so here's what I'll do. Because I bought just a generic pack of infrared, like there's 4 different lenses, and it goes up to the darkest setting, right? Mm-hmm. So I will start to put those on my camera and mess with stuff and see if I can increase my familiarity with my camera so much that it will demonstrate that a filter actually would affect what I'm looking at. I don't think it will, but I'll try to see if I can monkey around with it.
I can show you an example of how it does very easily. I can show you a picture that you'll see certain things with a filter on, and then I'll change the filter and you'll instantly see detail in different aspects of that picture.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to hop in there and just say, remember our conversation about the DSLR cameras that we had earlier, Travis?
Yeah.
So they use those in football games and things like that. And on foggy days, you can see some shots where you can barely see anything. And then in the very next shot, you'll see it and it's almost clear. And that's due to the lensing that they're using.
Yeah, also, best time to take photos with the least amount of atmospheric conditions or even ether band is an overcast day with a little bit of wind.
I don't believe that.
Sorry, it's a fact. That
it's
an overcast day...
No, wait. It doesn't need to be a fact to you because you haven't got to that point, remember? But your belief does not mean anyone is wrong either, Travis.
No, I've gotten to that point.
Actually...
I've gotten to that point. Who's the one that was just speaking about the overcast day? What's your name?
That was me. If you look at pictures taken on overcast days...
You call you me? I'm asking you who I'm talking to, that's all.
It's Demonic Davros. Okay.
Right. I just wanted to interrupt to let you know that I will not interrupt again for no reason. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks, Arwen.
Yep.
The irony was palpable.
Okay, so Demonic Davros.
Yes.
For clarification, I apologize that I denied your statement. For clarification, what do you mean by overcast?
Okay, so not dark thick like storm clouds, but relatively thin but still grey. So what you're doing is you're getting less reflection off the water, and also with the little bit of wind, it's causing little wave tops on the top of the water.
Sure.
So what's happening, you're getting even less reflection coming off that water. Yeah. Having less reflection means that you get less atmospheric anomalies happening.
Okay.
It's
so
actually
let me do
more
this.
evaporation. It's actually more evaporation when that happens.
Let me do this, Demonic. Again, listen. I've extended this invitation repeatedly, and I'm extending one to you right now. I invite you to come on to my channel, and I can show you overcast days with wind, and we can look at those images, and then you can interact with me, and we can kind of work
one-on-one, mano a mano.
Because I'm not going to make any claims right now without having, the footage that I can produce for you. I'm not going to make any claims, but I'm going to tell you, I have overcast images on windy days.
It's a great watch.
But the thing is, okay, Travis, people have spoken to you about this foot without knowing the day, the temperature, the humidity, and certain other conditions.
See with Travis,
I just asked you what an overcast day was, and you just went from anything else but cloudy day with wind.
Yeah, and now he wants conditions, specific.
Aaron, this is a conversation between me and Travis.
I agree. He's completely right, Demonic. He's completely right. You're now adding
he can be
variables.
Right. Okay. Okay. My first statement was.
You can. fake it for him. Just fake it. Say, hey, it was 73 degrees, or the wind temperature was
Aaron, Sean
whatever.
will boot
Hey,
you.
Aaron,
At least
seriously,
get him
hey,
on
no,
your channel to watch.
Aaron.
Well,
and
you know
see
what,
he
Aaron?
thinks.
Lying might be right up your alley, but I'd like to think that others aren't quite down that far that far down the rabbit hole.
Changing conditions after there was an agreement made might be right up your guys' alley, right? Chills.
Aaron, what the hell are you doing? You're irritating the shit out of
Aaron,
me.
I
Do you
wasn't
really want to be
talking
doing
about
that?
Calling
my
demonic out. He
statement.
called demonic out.
I wasn't talking about my statement. I was talking about the plain truths photos. People can't
Sure.
make their decision
Would you
without knowing
like to
what those conditions
review
were.
them with
You
him?
gave me the
that?
conditions, demonic. You gave me the conditions. Windy and overcast.
Hang on. I wasn't talking about the conditions I gave you. I was talking about the information that you've given to people about the days you took your photos.
No.
What?
If you
What?
no. If you rewind the tape, you made the statement that I would get a certain result if I took photos on an overcast, windy day, and I said
I didn't say windy, with a light breeze.
Gotta give 1
Or
minute.
light
This is
wind.
important. I got an offer for Travis. Whenever you like, in the next few days, you come over to my show whenever I start my show, and we'll exchange at least 3 or 4 observations. You present your 3 or 4 observations that evidence flat Earth. So you bring your observation and say, hey, this is flat Earth footage, and this is why. And then I will present you 3 or 4 of my observations that evidence a globe and a sphere and curve, and this is why. Will you accept the challenge, Travis?
That would be.
I will. Let me hold on, Aaron, please. I will, Jose, but let me make the caveat that when I present my work to the world, it will be right. Yeah, I know. I'm your Copernicus. It will be under this thesis, right? Under this thesis. If there is an alternative explanation for the physical curvature of the Earth blocking objects in the distance, the observations
on both sides.
The observations and information that I'm going to present as an alternative explanation must be taken into consideration. So, Jose,
that would be the people in the people looking.
Alternative explanation.
Right. You're welcome.
Okay.
Hold on.
The first thing I'd like to
present.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead, Plain.
Yeah,
I'd like to
be
say
done
something.
in just a second.
Good.
I'm not going to present flat Earth evidence. I'm going to present an alternative explanation for the observations we make over distance.
So that's got to be a different type of presentation that you got to make. The challenge will be a no, because I would like to challenge somebody with flat Earth evidence, footage that evidence flat Earth, versus my footage that will evidence the globe. So I guess that's a no. One day you'll do your presentation. I'll give you the floor for that.
Ooh, Travis, Jose just bit you. He bit you bad.
Well, whatever.
Okay,
Jose?
Plain. One thing I have got to take umbrage at is your continued use of this term you've made up called ether band. Call it what it is. It's atmospheric conditions. You're trying to lump together so many different phenomena under a single heading. Let me finish this time. I'll let you finish. You're trying to lump together so many different phenomena under a single heading, and then use that larger heading to try and stomp whatever you see unfit.
You mean
And
like
you
gravity?
can't,
Go.
Aaron, stay the fuck out of it, okay?
Hey,
I'm
Aaron,
talking to Plain.
This is gonna be last warning, man. You're just interrupting shit. Stop.
I have to bite my tongue too, Aaron. I'm biting my tongue, man.
And Plain, I will definitely step back when I'm done and give you a chance to answer.
Okay.
But what I'm taking and I'm going to use the term lightly. What I'm taking offense at is that you're lumping all these different things together, things that we've already explained and understand, and then trying to turn them into this thing you're calling the ether band, which is a term you have admitted you just kind of made up to explain all these things, and it digs under my skin. Why do that? Go ahead.
Okay, I've already explained it in this show why I did it. Were you here?
I came in late. I was busy contacting some people I knew about some completely unrelated stuff, that
It
I've
was
got
about
going on in
5
my
minutes
personal
ago.
life.
Only 5 minutes ago he did that. Travis, go ahead and repeat.
My turn? Okay. The Aether Band is a term to describe the medium and cause for everything under the umbrella of miraging. From everything from a distortion of a blur to an inferior, superior, and Fata Morgana. Okay, so hold on. Please do not confuse the cause with the effect. I am not saying the Aether Band is an inferior mirage. That is not what I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
then why not say atmospheric conditions? Then why not just say atmospheric conditions rather than make up some other, and if you'll pardon the expression, some other bullshit phrase to
It's not a
say
bullshit phrase, Shills.
Because
atmospheric conditions?
it varies in 1 minute.
And
Travis
and
sees
and
a lot of
furthermore,
inferior mirage. Hold on, Chills, if I could. Travis sees a lot of inferior mirage, and 1 minute later it'll be like a close range reflection, then a long range reflection. Please, Sean, just let me finish one time. I haven't even spoke that much.
Yeah,
I've
you're
been
not letting him
muting
finish,
myself.
Sean.
And then he'll see a long range reflection, and then he'll see what we call y'all call looming. Then he'll see what you call stooping within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes in the band. In the band. I would say that it's not one component. Like you're saying, oh, that's an inferior mirage. Just
if
one.
you want to be precise and explain with any kind of clarity what you're talking about or what you're seeing, you would not say, oh, well, the Mona Lisa is painted with colors. Oh, I like the colors on that too. The colors here, Van Gogh was very well known for his use of colors. You would explain things.
Let's go back to Travis's
Guys,
observations
Okay,
because
yeah,
they
hang on.
are wild.
Sean, they can't
They're
hear you.
just wild.
Yeah.
They're
Hang on.
wild.
John,
Let me repeat. Yeah,
You
no,
can't
Aaron,
explain them.
Aaron,
I
stop.
can't explain them.
Aaron,
Travis
stop.
can't
I
explain
said
them.
stop.
You can't.
Okay, stop.
You
So
can't explain.
no one was heard what I had said, but it's pretty. I didn't say a lot. It's just very simple. I asked Aaron or Travis if the ether band is the same thing as how globers say gravity, and when flat earthers don't like it, we call it some other name, but it's the same effect. Same thing. Travis has explained his ether band is the same thing as unpaid shill saying atmospheric condition. I then asked, what about when you're breaking down what atmospheric condition you're observing? The ether band doesn't describe it. It's because it's a blanket term. Just like you wouldn't say, I'm seeing the ether band or
Travis isn't
atmospheric
saying
conditions. Shut
anything,
up.
Sean.
Atmospheric conditions to explain
He's
fog.
showing it.
Atmospheric
He's showing it.
conditions to explain refraction. You wouldn't do it. That's what I said. I didn't say much other than that.
Travis
And
isn't
Aaron
saying anything.
is gonna get booted eventually. So
Come
I
on.
put in
And
the side.
Aaron, you don't explain. Hang on a second. Aaron, you have to stop trying to white knight in the middle of other people's speeches, please.
well, that's the problem because he's not even doing that because he's actually irritating the shit out of fucking everyone doing it.
I put my definition summary in the side chat if you want to read it out loud.
I'd love to.
I sat down and I thought, okay, I'm going to try to say this, and so it was just like off the top of my head. I reread it, and I'm like, yeah, that's how I would say this.
Okay. I would like to read it and then inject some of my comments while I'm reading it. Is that okay with you?
Please yourself.
Well,
Please
I want to
don't.
make sure it's going to be okay with you.
Do not please yourself. Thank you.
Not on YouTube, right?
No.
Well, not on camera, maybe audio, but Ether.
I didn't say
this
pleasure. I didn't say pleasure yourself.
Yes, we know. Okay, the plain truth writes, ether band is a term I smithed to account for the manifold miraging effects observed over distance, whether terrestrial or aquatic. Now, here's where my comment comes in. A more precise way to do this would be to actually use the term describing the particular effect upon which you are talking, rather than saying, I observed ether band for this, I observed ether band for that. Secondly, ether band is something you have to explain to each person as the topic comes up. So, getting back to what the Plain Truth wrote, aether, A-E-T-H-E-R, is how he spells it, simply refers to the air and all its constituent elements which compose its nature. Okay, I don't. That doesn't sit well with me either, because we've got a name for that. We call it the atmosphere. Then he goes on. Band, in quotes, refers to that area of 3D space which contains the observation being made. Why not viewing area? Okay, sorry, that was my comment. He continues, this band can be as broad as the entire field of view or a smaller isolated section. Ends his quote. I believe it continues. Does it continue, there, Plain?
And it's going to sound odd, but
Yes, it does.
actually, I'm going to say that's petty. I think if you don't like the way someone has, or expresses a terminology for something, you can't really say that's how it pisses you off. We do that. We do that depending on the state you live in. We talk that way.
Yeah,
but see, Sean, the problem is, and okay, I was going to say somebody's got some background noise going. Sean, the problem is when you're dealing with something, a topic, for example, that deals with a number of different subheadings or sub-effects, such as alterations of what you're seeing due to atmospheric conditions, you need to be precise in what you're talking about, or else it's just going to muddy the waters and make the conversation more laborious and longer than it needs to be.
Well, that's what science does, but we have time for that?
No, science does its best 99 times out of 100 to be very precise. Background noise.
Yeah, that's me. Listen, Shills,
Oh.
just read what I've written. I mean, don't turn into a grammar Nazi. You know what I mean? I'm not beyond refining what I put. Just read it and take it at face value.
I was responding to Sean. As far as grammar Nazi, I found that typically is used by those people who have no other course for defense. But I'll continue with what you wrote. The aether band is the cause for every minute and alternating effect under the broad category of, quote, mirage, end quote, i.e. Fata Morgana, inferior and superior mirage, etc. End quote.
Yeah, I also find abject problems with the fact that he said it could either be the full view or just a small amount of space. That's like, how big was the fish? Was it this big or this big? Or was it this big or this big?
I just don't like how it's an attempt to take everything, classify it as one thing, and then refuse to subclassify it out again in ways that are measurable. It's just a way to try to mask what you don't like.
But when you sub it out again, you have to use the same exact terms that were being used to begin with.
Well, I think using a broad term isn't really an issue, as long as you can break it down. If you can say it is, you could say, oh, it's this, But if you can't break it down and say this is part of that category, that's where the issue is.
Oh yeah, like
Exactly.
saying
If it's something new, something unobserved before, then by all means make up a word for it. You know, get some sort of descriptive phrase or whatever you need. But if it's something that's already known, already documented, already understood, then by all means use those terms that are already known, documented, and
Okay,
understood.
right. So let me offer the clarification that I said earlier in this show, and that is, I didn't feel the discussion was addressing particular things that I was observing, and I wanted to make a distinction between simply referring to atmosphere. Okay, it wasn't to try to be anything other than my own sitting there thinking, okay, this makes sense to me, I'm going to do this. And then I just started talking about it. I just started saying, the first time I mentioned it, I think, was when Timmy Osmond came on my show, or I was on his show and presented my information to him. So, you know, again, like I said, now that you guys are making, now, hold on. I will say this. I am going to be recalcitrant and obstinate now that you guys are making such a big fucking deal about it.
Travis, can I ask a question?
They fucking hate atmosphere, Travis, don't they? They fucking hate it.
Travis,
because it shits all over their ball. Is what it does.
Can I ask Travis a question, please?
Who is this?
They and them.
You can address me.
It doesn't
matter.
matter.
You can address me properly.
Aaron is giving permission. Aaron is giving permission over here.
Jose, that's funny. You guys destroyed a Nathan's. That's funny.
Travis, what do you feel wasn't being addressed under the umbrella of atmospheric conditions and phenomenon that led you to feel this requirement to make up a new term?
Last time, Aaron. Last time, I swear. Next time you do that shit, I'm booting you. I'm not going to say anything. And I don't care if anyone likes it or not. Period. There you go.
Okay. In the same way that I address the orthographic view when you guys describe your math and say, this is what we should find out at this measurement, this is what we should see at this distance. And we say to you, what about the atmosphere? When you don't take into account how the atmosphere is going to distort your image, which depends upon your height and your distance, that is what I saw as an inadequacy in the discussion.
Oh, so it's dependent on distance. So what's the distance that it starts at?
As soon as you open your eyes.
So if I look at something that's 5 feet in front of me, do I actually have an ether band in front of me?
Yes.
Can I take 1 minute and ask Travis for an example? I got a quick analogy to do, and maybe Brian can agree. Brian, you're a doctor, right? All right. Let's say, yeah, you know about this. All right. So let's say I go to a doctor, and this doctor uses a term for when people is sick, right? So I get a cough, and I keep coughing, and it doesn't stop. I go to the doctor like, hey, I keep coughing and coughing. When I wake up in the morning, he say, oh, you got the is the frog wind. Is the frog wind. I'm gonna call it the frog win. WIJN, right? I say like, and then other person go like, man, I'm like I don't know, I got a little cut and I can stop bleeding. Oh, is the frog wind. Other person say like, I feel great today. I can breathe better. I got a lot of stamina. Is the frog wind. Everything everybody has, every kind of sickness or health issue is the frog wind. Do you think that's fair enough that the doctor put everything lumped up in a term? Call it like that?
I don't believe.
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't believe your analogy holds water. I think that it breaks apart. Can I tell you why?
That's the way we think about yours.
Well, that's it.
Well,
Travis, actually, that's it. Here, it's okay. We can break this down into a real term actually, in which COPD was.
Let me address Jose real quick. If that's so, Brian. Okay, Brian, let me just address Jose real quick. Okay. So, if there is a different cause for someone's bleeding, and there's a different cause for someone's coughing, and there's a different cause for someone's insomnia, it would be inappropriate to label it under the monster. But that is not what we have here when we're dealing about making observations over the land as we look through the air. It is
Wait.
all the same cause.
Wait. So what's the cause for fog compared to the cause for rain, compared to the cause for dry air, compared to the cause for whatever else? I mean,
Refraction,
yeah.
Is the ether band, bro.
miraging.
Those would be weather conditions that affect. I mean, I don't make observations through the fog, so that's not something that I've made observations through. So I wouldn't label that necessarily under the.
So
under
the
that
fog
category,
means there's
say.
no ether band then.
No. Okay, I'm not trying. I'm trying to understand your guys' question and field it off the top of my head. Okay, so if you're gonna throw rain at me and say, okay, we want you to take these pictures through the rain, Travis.
You're going to want to read the chat, Shunji. Read Fyodor's last few messages. Go ahead, Travis. Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right. If you want me to start making observations in the rain, I'm going to have to take that into account and consider whether or not, according to me, that variable fits within, whether or not the ether band is going to produce the same effect with rain in it.
Go ahead, Travis. Sorry to interrupt.
So
All right, so addressing it from the area that you're going to go to, Travis, there are probably 100 different diseases that cause interstitial pneumonitis. Each one has a specific cause. Each one is specifically named. Each one has a specific progression. Each one can be explained individually. We lump them under interstitial pneumonitis because without close inspection, they all look the same.
okay, we're talking about two different fields: medicine and photography. Okay.
Well, so here's the thing, though. You see, Travis, here's where it falls apart. You've taken all of these individual things that already had explanatory power, lumped them together as one, and you won't allow any of their pieces to have explanatory power.
Okay, can you break down and give me an individual variable that you're talking about?
Let's say refraction, to start with.
What causes refraction?
We're not going to go down this fucking rabbit hole. You either accept it,
Wow.
No,
Okay.
Travis, you're trying to obfuscate at this point.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to clarify.
No, right now you're trying to run away a little bit. Can you please acknowledge my analogy first?
Yeah, it's medical and not observational over.
If you're not even going to agree that they're categorically similar in terms of how they were in terms of how the setup was between each one, then we're at an impasse because you're just looking for a reason to dismiss me, and I refuse to let you just dismiss it out of hand.
I'm not dismissing it out of hand. I'm giving you a reason why I'm dismissing it.
No. You said you dismissed it by saying, "Oh, that's medical." It's still. There are a number of things within this category that can all have similar effect that all have explanatory power, and it has an overall category above it. Now the problem is, when you do it, you don't have to do any. You don't have to understand anything in it. You don't even attempt to. You just want to call it an interstitial pneumonitis. You don't want to say, oh, that one's because the ground glass opacity is in this one. It must be bacterial. I don't even know. Like, you can't just dismiss it out of hand for no reason other than to say, oh, you're talking medicine, I'm talking optics. That's not the point.
Okay.
So, Travis, what have you done to start for yourself to be able to break down this ether band so you can start to understand what is going on in it?
What have I started to do for myself? Again, I think I've already answered this question. I think that I would need more people to cooperate in performing these observations and data collection, and I only have myself, so I'm not able to do what you're asking on my own.
No. Have you done anything at this stage to just even measure temperature, to measure your location and elevation?
Sure. I mean, okay, yeah.
Have you measured humidity? Have you started doing these things for yourselves?
Okay, yes, I have done those things at times, not consistently because I don't see anything that's significant that jumps out at me to say, okay, you need to start focusing on this.
Right. So, in other words, then you're taking the advice that you are given, and people who are asking you to put more detail into your observations, and you're rejecting it offhand.
No, I'm
You don't
not.
see anything in it.
No, I'm not.
So, Travis, one of the things that we had talked about earlier was keeping a log of all the other atmospheric conditions that have gone on, and that just goes along with, if you want an explanation for something, that you have to have some data to back it up.
Sure. I haven't gotten to the point of working into that arena of taking my observations and that kind of data yet.
All right. So, Plain, why you so quick to assume that nobody else has done this work to increase our understanding of what we see as we look through the different atmospheric conditions already?
I would say that because of my conversations with panels like this, I haven't heard anyone bring those observations and data into the discussion where they can say, okay, I've done this measurement, I got this result. I did this measurement, I saw this result.
How many of us are meteorologists?
Well, that I'm not a meteorologist either. I'm just saying that the observations that I've made.
When that did that, you would listen?
Well, I wouldn't dismiss it. I would take it into consideration. If someone was addressing this discussion the way that I think that it should be going into, and I think that it needs to.
Wait.
Hold on.
But do you know everything there is to know about this stuff?
Oh, no, not at all.
Then how are you setting up the parameters of what's said and what's not said?
I'm not necessarily setting up the parameters based on my observations and my cursory data collection on certain days where I've looked at the weather app to see what the temperature is. I haven't seen a correlation between that information and the observations that I'm making. Now, when I get to the point of presenting my information in a more scholastic, peer-reviewed presentation, I will step up the game for that standard that I know will be there with other people who are meteorologists and want to see that data.
Well, I got a buddy of mine that is, and I think he's willing to come on. You like to be there when he does?
Sure.
Cool.
So, Travis, can I ask you then, what information along with the photographs did you supply Barney?
He gave me the parameters that he wanted, and I gave them to him. Basically, the day, my location, and the location of the object that I was capturing. He was going to take care of everything else.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, your photos would have had a timestamp in the digital information too, wouldn't they?
Yes.
See, Travis, you're actually being cognitive here.
And depending on metadata, possibly even GPS coordinates.
Ground positioning system.
Correct.
That's SAT or GP Saddaloon positioning system.
Saddaloon, it sounds like something women in the 1800s wore.
Something like that.
I appreciate the joke. I just didn't laugh on it.
There's a picture I posted in your Discord, Sean G. And I was wondering if you were able to bring that up.
The answer is no.
It was in main chat.
I just wanted to say that.
So
Thank
was
you,
Aaron
Jose.
kicked?
No, he dropped himself.
Okay, just checking. I haven't heard from him, so I was just wondering.
So the plain truth, no, you don't want to present me a little bit of footage, evidencing flat Earth, man. I was looking.
I mean,
for that.
if I have to kowtow to your demands and call it flat Earth proof, I suppose I can do that if you want me to. That makes you happy.
Evidence, no proof, evidence, yeah.
Oh, see.
Hey, Travis. Travis, quick question. Have you taken any photography courses at all?
No.
No. There's a I can't remember the name of the guy. There's a guy on YouTube that he does a really good course on photography.
Okay.
And I encourage you to look him up. The more knowledge is the better.
I agree.
And also, the other thing was when people talk about the P900 or the P1000. I think we went over this earlier, but they're good cameras, but they are nowhere near the DSLRs that are out there, and the amount of information you can get, and also the amount of detail you can get out of those DSLRs, or it's like driving a Pinto and driving a Rolls Royce.
I understand.
Sean G, P900 is the best camera ever because it's the one I have.
Well, I hope in good faith, like Jeranism, when you're ready to give that camera up to me, we could both feel the same about it.
Hey man, the camera's got to go to an open-minded person questioning reality, so he can come to a conclusion. But you're kind of already more in the ball side than flatter, so yeah, I'd like to give it to somebody that can come out of the delusion.
You didn't describe a flat earther.
I see. He wants somebody who's questioning their beliefs and is closer to a fence.
I see.
I would just like to say, Sean, if I could.
Yes, you can, Aaron.
Okay. The difference between the ether band and a globe is like 0.003 degrees. Right? What y'all call curvature, and Travis calls the ether
beers,
band
huh?
on a flat plane, is so freaking minimal, and we're talking long distance.
I'm thinking
I'm
Travis
just
is
saying.
gonna say
I'm
that you
just
don't
saying.
speak for him,
I'm
but
just
he
saying.
thanks you for the sentiment.
I love this white knighting that Aaron likes to do.
Ether band.
Yeah, so
here's
so
here. Hold on,
I
real
was
quick.
I was just wondering to go ahead, Blaine. I was gonna ask a question. Go ahead though.
Yeah, I have to toot my own horn. I don't know if you guys saw my parody song with Bob the Science Guy, but in there, my lyric says ether band, not the curve, is the word.
Yeah,
I think you guys should
I hate
play
to
that.
tell you, Travis.
We should play
I hate
that
to tell you,
tonight. It's a
Travis,
really
but
good idea.
I don't give your channel views.
Hey Travis.
That's okay.
Hey Travis. I'm subscribed and I love that song. It was badass.
Yeah,
Well,
it is a
for
badass
anyone
song.
who wants to hear it, Travis's link is in my description. You can go find it there.
You put the parody song in there?
No, I put your channel. You come on my panel.
Yeah,
You're a reasonable person. I don't have no problem promoting your channel.
I'm the White Knight apparently. Thanks, Brian.
You know what a white knight is, Aaron?
I have no idea, but Brian keeps calling me that.
I rest my case.
I'll take it. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know,
We all rest our case.
Yep.
Princess Bride is my favorite movie, so I'll take all the 4 white horses. It don't matter.
6 beers. So, what's your record? How many beers have you drank on my stream at one time?
I like frogs.
Hey, did everyone listen to Jose on Nathan's this morning? Did everyone listen to Jose's on Nathan's this morning? Did we all listen to that?
No, we're
Yeah.
actually past that now.
Yeah, but I listen to Jose versus Nathan on my channel because when I listen to it on the Nathan channel, he used the mute button many times. So half of the things I had to say, they were not presented the way they were in the
shit.
Nathan show.
Okay,
Yeah,
I only listen to Jose JG Gonzalez. That's it. I don't listen to Nathan anymore.
Wait, not
Thank you.
Nathan's show. Not Nathan's show. There wouldn't be a mute button over there.
I put the link for that video if you want to play it right now. It's pretty badass.
And Jose, Nathan kind of caught you in a trap, a verbal trap, which I don't discount you for because English is not your native language. He was verbally trapping you.
He tried. He tried.
Yes, you made your way out. Absolutely. However, no point was made. No point.
Exactly. Nathan didn't make a
Because
point.
it's all language.
Exactly.
Aaron, can you describe the trap you're talking about?
Nathan's trap was the word whole. Jose used the word the whole earth. Nathan, can you draw the whole earth for me? And when Jose posts a picture, Nathan used that word whole to trap, throw a net on Jose and say that's not.
It was a misinterpretation. I say Earth as a whole, and he kept saying the whole Earth in one picture. And I said no, Earth as a whole in one picture. And he kept saying the whole Earth in one picture. It's two totally different things. And even me, not knowing English as my first language, I knew what he tried to play there, misrepresenting me.
And also, the whole Earth is in the picture. So if you're holding up a basketball and you take a picture of it, the whole basketball's in the picture. You just have it's just that you only have a geometrical view of a portion of it. A portion of its surface, I should say.
It's like this old couple was driving down the road. Look, the wife was looking out the window at a pasture of sheep that had been shorn, and she remarks to her husband, "Look at the sheep out there. They've been shorn." And the husband just keeps driving and says, "At least this side has."
Exactly. And so
and then the other point he tried to say, like, what are you trying to prove, Jose? What are you trying to prove with this? I say, I never say prove of nothing. I say, this is what I would like you to present. Something that gives me this and this. And he's like, no, you're not proving anything. I say, I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just giving you something, Can you give it to me? No, he can't.
Exactly, Brian. And when you hold up a basketball and only a portion of that is shown, we're not trying to prove a basketball, right?
See, Aaron, now you're trying to go back to do some apologetics. The whole basketball is there. It's just that you only have a view of a portion of its surface.
We're not trying to prove a basketball, and that was not Jose's question. So Nathan trapped him and put him in a net, and I like the way that Jose worked his way out of it because of language. It was just purely language.
Okay, so you're boring. I have an interesting video for you guys to watch, and I want to see who can answer it to why it happens.
Okay.
Hang on, give me a sec.
We got some tornadoes coming in here in Texas here in about 20 minutes, so you might lose me, Sean.
Just run.
Oh no!
I know.
Just run.
I know.
Aaron, just run.
Jeez.
Run outside.
Yeah, go outside
Aaron,
and tell us where the ether band is at the bottom of the tornado.
Aaron,
I'm gonna run out. Hey, I'm gonna run out.
Aaron,
hey, they and them.
Aaron.
Hey, Shields, I'm gonna run out and see which way it's spinning. It's got to be a Coriolis effect.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
Aaron, I'm going to say this with all honesty. I want to say this to you, Aaron. If a tornado does come, I hope you and yours are all very safe. However, I won't miss you if you're not here.
Okay, I gotta play this because everyone's just looking at a blank screen right now. So,
my thumb
now
up
watch
your
the screen.
ass.
There you go. Explain. You have to watch first, obviously.
Oh, I know what's going to happen here.
We're gonna go at 1G. Let's do it.
No, he's turned it off.
CGI.
Is he doing a loop-de-loop?
Yep.
Doing a little barrel roll.
That's funny. It's 1G, even though the Earth is pulling on him at 1G, so it should be 2G.
Why?
I thought gravity pulls at 1G.
Okay. Fundamental mistake people make. Okay, when you're pulling a turn in the aeroplane, at some point you've actually negated that 1G of pull from gravity.
You can negate gravity? Are you kidding?
You can negate the acceleration.
It's so weak. It's so weak that if I run to the side and stop, I can negate gravity with
That's
a cup
not
in my
what was
hand.
said at all. That's not what we said at all.
That's how weak it is.
B-Ball, you have got some major something going on.
Oh, sorry.
It's pretty weak force, actually. Right?
It is the weakest of the 4 fundamental forces.
Yeah, I mean, not just the weakest, but a weak force. That you ascribe to all of the fundamental properties of a globe. Right? The weakest
No, the fundamental properties of a globe are it's got positive curvature in all directions.
Yeah, oceans, sticking to a ball. Why? Gravity. Oh, things flying around here, gravity. It's the weakest one.
It is the
Which you
weakest
can
one,
negate
but
by
it is
with
strong
this?
enough to keep your ass on the ground.
If you're tired of hearing gravity
Yeah,
as
I
the
can
answer,
run,
why not
yeah.
ask some different freaking questions?
There are no other questions, right?
Well, then I guess there ain't any other answer.
Can we watch my video?
No. I'm sharing.
No.
Aww.
Once I'm done sharing, then yes.
Oh, okay, awesome.
That sounds cool. Quit sharing.
Let me know when. I got to get up and take a leak.
Me too, Shills. I'm hammered. God dang it. Just joking. Not hammered.
I can tell you've had a couple since we started.
Well, Brian, that's great. How do you know that?
I don't. I'm making a an inference based on how clear you sounded when you started to how you're starting to slur a little bit.
Oh,
False
I
assumption.
can tell you right now, he's at least 6 beers deep right now.
Based upon the only thing you know about me, which is my speech pattern on a virtual device.
You've had 6 beers, I can guarantee it, because I've heard your voice, and you are slurring badly.
Plus past experience.
And past experience also plays a good part of this.
No worries, Brian. I like you.
Yesterday, before the conferences were over, I was 1 bottle deep in some schnapps.
And I would like to say, it was very obvious by the time you got to the Ozzie perspective, you were shit-faced.
Let's get to let's close this video and go to Travis, please. That'd be great. Yeah.
Wait, no, because I asked a question. I'm going to wait for the answer.
What was the question? I'll answer it.
How is that possible?
Yeah. Oh, gee whiz.
Centrifugal force?
I want someone to explain it, damn it.
Definitely not gravity.
I'm sorry.
Perspective. It's perspective.
How about this?
Let's call it.
I may have made. I wasn't trying to stump somebody. I really want to know what the fuck. Why are they able to do that?
Apparent force. Apparent force.
Why do you just randomly talk? I don't get it.
Well, to be fair, he's not necessarily wrong. It is an apparent force.
I don't understand what he's saying. That's why it says a random word. You gotta explain something, please.
It's not a random word. Apparent force. Inertia is an apparent force. Centrifugal is apparent force. Centripetal is a
well, fuck. If we're gonna be okay with people making up words for stuff, let's call it Ricksplecken.
I said apparent force is what science says. That's how that can happen. It's just.
And I'm going to call it Riksplekken, so I demand everybody else use that term.
I love that term, Chills. I love it.
So basically, the way I understand it, he's doing a barrel roll, right? So the G forces are going to be pushing down. So inside the airplane, everything's pushing down. So that's pretty much how we understand it.
What are G forces? What are G forces?
Just like an apparent force, like you said.
No, what does the G stand for?
Just like if you're in a centrifuge.
What does the G stand for?
Gravity.
Okay.
1 G is how much force it takes to pull down a G string.
So when the motherfucker's up there in his goddamn plane pouring a bottle of water into a cup, doing a barrel roll, and it can do that because of the G force. Which force is that?
Yawn.
I mean, you could probably do the same thing if you were in a gravitron. You get a gravitron at the
then
fair.
It's not. So then
you could probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you want Aaron, if you want the definition of what an actual G-force is, G-force is short for gravitational force equivalent.
Acceleration.
So many G's. G-spot.
Yeah, I get it. I know. It's acceleration. It has no vector. It has no vector. Has no vector.
Wrong.
Right?
Wrong.
What?
I have a question. This goes out to all the panel. What are the 4 fundamental forces of physics?
Strong, weak, electromagnetic, and gravity. Next.
Yay!
Thanks, Shills, because I couldn't remember.
Okay, so you just said that the gravity is the weakest of them all.
No, I didn't. The panel did.
Well, it is the weakest of the 4 fundamental forces. It just also happens to interact with everything that has mass, at least.
Including a plane in yaw. Right? A yaw roll.
Yeah. Do you know why we have the strong force?
I'm not worried about it. You're deflecting. We're talking about a plane in yaw roll with a water bottle filling a cup in a yaw roll, and that is called 1G. And I'm just asking, where is the G of the Earth then? Where is it?
The G of the Earth is still there.
He's speaking gibber jabbish. Thank you, Aaron.
It sounded funny. Okay.
Yeah, what you're asking is ridiculous. I don't even know why you would even ask that.
Why? What if I hold a water bottle in my hand and I pour it into a cup? What would you call that?
Okay, thank you, Blue. So Blue answered the question. It's basically, the answer is acceleration in the roll like that is always straight down towards the floor of the plane. Plane is rolling around in its axis of flight. So basically, okay, I see. So he's accelerating. Okay, yeah, it's the same way as making artificial gravity.
Yeah, Sean,
damn it,
me
Aaron,
and you
shut
get
up.
it.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't get it, and don't clump us together. Shut up.
And Big Blue, in Discord, I sent you a link to this meet.
Listen, I'm not saying it shouldn't happen, Sean. Come on. Yes, I know why.
The funny thing is we got Sean G, we got the G Force, we got Steve G in the chat, and the G Spot and all this good stuff. What is going on here?
And Jose JG.
Boom.
Boom.
What about the G string?
Yeah, we already have the G string.
Hey, man.
And by the way, G is the 7th letter of the alphabet, therefore 7 being lucky.
And God
This
rested
equals
on the
33.
7th
Somehow
day.
equals 33. Just saying.
God rested on the 7th day, didn't he?
I've only got one thing to say about this whole numerological content here. Look up moleeds. That's MOLEEDS.
Yeah. Oh, for Big Blue hanging out there in the chat, I watched your video taking Travis to task on gyro compasses. That was an amusing video.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about Big Blue. I have never been so heavily trolled in my life. It is absolutely obnoxious.
Travis, don't worry about it.
You just said you haven't been. Are you sure? Because Aaron's been here a while.
No, on my channel.
Okay.
Sean, you're a dick. If I could mute you, I would mute you. right now.
Actually, that's a good question.
Dinosaurs, eh?
Can we actually mute the host?
Actually, you can,
I-
but then
see?
the host can boot your ass.
I didn't say it was a good
And
idea. I just didn't know if it could happen.
just so you know, in the bottom left of my screen, it will tell me who did it.
Oh, I'm sure. I have no intention of muting you. I just didn't know if you actually could mute the owner.
I would do it.
Hey, I will say this. On Jose's this morning. when
There's
he went on
nothing you
Nathan-
won't say.
No, yes, I know. When that motherfucker Stunja came in, it was Jose mano v mano with Nathan. When fucking John came in, I was disgusted. I'm a flat earther, but I was still disgusted.
You're not a flat earther.
That was
Amen. Thank you.
Jose.
Not,
that was
Aaron,
pitiful.
you're
and
not
I'm
a flat
sorry
earther.
about that.
Aaron, you're not a flat earther.
Yeah, I was going to
Dude,
say the
it was
same
just
thing,
nasty.
Aaron.
It was nasty. It is what it was.
Oh, don't worry.
Eric-
John's like that all the time. Whenever he doesn't have a script he could read from.
I know.
And
That's why
Aaron,
me
you
and-
yourself have admitted you're not a flat earther, so don't give us that.
That's why me and Travis are here, because we can't stand that other fucking side over there. It's like, what the fuck? These guys get fucking dirty and just dumb. We're calling Jose a fucking asshole when he's just trying to present a point, you know.
You ever stop talking?
I bet he talks in his sleep.
I know how to get Aaron to stop talking.
How?
Kill him?
Play my video.
That's what I said.
The plain truth. Can you invite Ice to see over here? She's beautiful.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping her as far away from you as I can, Jose.
Who?
Dog.
Who?
Young lady
Ice
called
to see.
Danielle. Ice to see. She hangs out with Travis. She's a beautiful young lady, very smart. She's cool. I like her.
Aren't you married?
Hey, no,
not
I'm
anymore.
single. I got a new life, bro. I'm single as it can be.
Ah. To change his life. Came a Globe. Everything
Dun
fell
dun
apart.
dun. Big blue
Hey,
joy.
welcome in, man.
Jose's on the hunt.
He is. He's gonna show people how to flip flop properly.
Damn.
Hungry like the wolf.
everything. The fuck
Hey,
goes
do I
on?
have background noise?
Jose's theme song is Hungry Like the Frog.
I really want to see a channel. I really want to see a channel called Copyright now.
Travis, I'll be upset.
What?
You better not give me a copyright strike. I'm gonna be upset.
People is making mad noise.
It's a
Damn,
karaoke.
my bad.
The
Got a lot of
music is
background noise.
karaoke, so I don't think it should be an issue.
I'm not playing damn shit. Here, kick me. Here, I'll play at the very end. So if it is, then I'll be able to trim it. Is that okay? Can we agree to that one at least?
I guess so. I just don't know if I'll be around.
You'll be here, damn it, because I'm giving you guys the 15-minute warning.
Ooh, platform warning.
Unless he boots you before that.
Nah, Travis isn't gonna get triggered by then.
But Blue's here.
The night's still young.
The night is young. Yeah, there you go.
This is true.
Hello, guys.
What's up, Blue? How you doing, sir?
What's up, Blue?
Pretty good.
Hey,
How
Blue.
you doing?
Doing real good, real good.
Your picture's photoshopped because it has to be.
Absolutely.
In the spirit of Seinfeld. Hello, Blue.
I was listening to you this morning on
Hello,
on
Travis.
your channel.
In the spirit of cheers.
In the spirit.
Whoa!
In the spirit of everything, what's going on, Big Red?
I really don't like you, Aaron. Did I say that out
He
loud?
called it Big Red. You a-hole, Aaron. Blue, I just saw a little bit of the Shield show, and I enjoy your participation. I heard you you came in a little late, but yeah, good looking out, man.
Yeah, I got lost in what the hell? looking for something or the other. Kind of lost.
He was
track of
lost. He was lost in Gladys's eyes.
Yeah, I heard you this morning. I heard you this morning on Unirock channel too, Blue.
Yeah, Uni was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
Uni hates me. He's one of the Fight the Flatter guys, and they hate me. They made a hit piece on me. It was hilarious. I just laugh with Uni, Fight the Flatter, Team Skeptic. I just laugh at them because I'm a one-man gang, and they want me to be all, oh, I love you guys, and I'm gonna make fun of flat earthers like you do. And it's a totally different ball game. So I appreciate what they do, but I'm gonna keep doing my shit, you know.
Absolutely, Jose.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
Jose,
I don't
you do
appreciate
you,
it.
mate.
I think their method is pretty garbage. That's just me.
Sean, nobody cares what you think on your own show.
Why are you talking?
Damn it, stop it. Don't. Okay, stop. I'm mute.
Who is that guy?
So did you get the role figured out, Sean? Does it make sense now?
Yeah, I did. I had kind of an idea of it. I just needed the how would you explain it version. Because I listened to it, and the guy was in one of the videos. The guy was explaining what was happening, but he wasn't using regular layman terms. He was really breaking it down. He was probably one of those Kern Academy guys. So like,
Yeah.
he just confused the crap out of me.
Yeah, and that kind of roll, you're not rolling around with the nose of the airplane. You're rolling around the flight line of the plane, so it's really like a big corkscrew.
Yeah, you're not doing a single spin. You're actually rolling.
Yeah, if you held the nose of the airplane straight on the line of flight of the plane and do that, you call it an axial roll, an aileron roll. Okay.
Like this, right? I think I haven't.
And then things don't behave quite as nicely. But when you do a barrel roll like that, you're literally throwing the plane around a circle around the axial line of flight of the plane, and that's why the G-force or accelerations are always straight down in the seat.
Yeah, that's kind of how I
toward the
understood
floor of the plane. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's what it does. That's what it's doing. It's going around like that.
So your gravity is always at the back. It's always
pulling. Yeah. Yeah. It's always pushing the other outside because you have to stay in that circle. Yep. So it's always pushing to the outside of the circle, just like centrifugal force.
Now, do you have to be at a certain speed to do this, or it just, you know what I mean? Or
faster than stall speed.
Yeah, Blue. Can I do this in a helium balloon? You know, a hot air balloon?
Why are you talking?
If you had some rocket boosters on the damn thing.
I wish you'd try, Aaron.
That's fucked up, but I agree.
Aaron, I don't hold a lot of hope for that experiment myself.
You guys are ridiculous. I could do this with a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, you can.
Swinging my arm around all day long. On the goddamn fucking ground. You guys are sitting there asking Blue how specific the airplane needs to be and the yaw and shit. I can do this shit with a 5-gallon bucket. Right?
Did you not know he's an actual pilot?
He doesn't care. Right now he just wants to say because he can do it with his arm, you don't need any sort of formula or speed or predetermination.
Aaron, challenge accepted. I want to see you on camera swing a bucket with water in it. I don't think you can.
Actually, I want to see him swing a bucket with water in it, but also pour a drink whilst the water is in that bucket.
I want him to pour the water in the bucket while he's swinging it.
Yeah, you obviously.
I don't know if I want to see him.
I want to see you pouring in the bucket while you swing it, hopping on one leg in 2-lane traffic,
drinking a beer.
I don't think I want to see him doing anything with his arm.
Plus, driving that Kubota around.
Hey, Kubota, you got it.
You leave that machine. It's less than in the power department, but it's still a machine.
It supplies all the engines for your goddamn skid steers. It does everything. Kubota's badass. Thank you, sir.
Not for Cat.
Yeah, and go to Cat for your problems, right?
No. I go to Cat when I want a job done.
Yeah, Cat, John Deere, You want us to keep going?
Yeah, you're talking about all the
What's
service
cheap at?
departments. Yeah, you
Wait.
haven't
Service
named
departments?
Kubota
Oh, I'm
as a
sorry.
service.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Hawthorne. How about that? I'm sorry.
Blah, blah, blee, blah. Let's get back to
JCB.
something we
Blah
care
blah
about.
blah. You're right. You're right, Shields. You're right. Blah blah. Anyway.
Yeah, the only thing is Kubota doesn't have anything up in Alaska right now, trucking the all the land up there. Just
Are
wanted
the
to point that out. That's all,
Yeah,
Cat.
Are the 15 minutes up yet?
We got 9
but I
minutes.
also
No.
haven't. My machine's got 2,500 hours on it, and never been to the dealer for any problem ever.
So does my
And
heart.
it makes about $80 an hour. So
Wow,
what are
you're
you doing?
underselling yourself.
So does my heart.
Exactly, 80 beats an hour. That's right.
Are you in the middle of that tornado, Aaron? It sounds like.
Yeah, we're getting into it right now. It's getting loud. I'm gonna mute.
Yeah.
Hope your shed is tornado proof.
And I meant what I said earlier. I hope him and his property come out of it okay. I just hope he's out of communications for a while.
Yeah. Also, he shouldn't actually be on a communication device whilst he's during a storm situation, in case someone tries to contact him via an emergency signal.
No, he will hang up. He's in a hangout.
See, my phone won't let the hangout continue if a emergency signal comes across. It'll sit there and go for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, emergency signals take precedence over any other kind of communications at any
Yeah,
time.
no, but the question is Aaron coherent enough to take notice of the warning?
Maybe
you would have
he's
to be unconscious not to hear that.
When that bucket of water hits him in the head, he'll take notice.
I hope he does it. That'd be awesome.
Hey, Sean, are you still a mod over at 24/7?
Hell no. I've never been a mod there. I just had.
I thought you were.
I'm a mod at Debate Flat Earth and more.
Oh, okay. So
I thought you were gold. I thought you were gold in 24/7.
I was silver when I was a flat earther. Then the second I said I was a globe, they banned me. There's a few.
Welcome to the show. I got the same.
There's a few mods there that will give me voice chat so I can be on there when the stream's on and all that stuff. But the second the mods that don't like me see me, they ban me. So anytime I want to go there, I have to message a couple of the mods that are there, and they'll let me in. And then some other mods will then ban me at some point in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I was on.
Shout out to Karen BNAs.
Yeah, where were you yesterday, Jose? I wanted you on. I wanted to have you on the panel. We're gonna do a ex flat earther show. Actually, try to find another one. It's gonna be interesting.
When are you gonna do this?
I'm gonna plan it out. I want to get as many as I can. Or
you have to get Trish in because
yeah.
Cool.
I found her on Discord, so I'm gonna start DMing her, see what happens.
Yeah, because like she's definitive now.
Like it was. Like I just heard about her. I didn't even know who she was. What her story. I didn't know she was an ex flat earther. Or
Trish Blythe.
Yeah.
I think she was. She was more over on Ranties. That's where I seen her.
Yeah.
Well, I
5 years she tried.
She comes around here now. She was here last night, in a little bit beginning of the stream.
She said she spent about 5 years researching flat Earth. You know, making her own observations and going, yeah, it looks flat, so on and so forth, like you all do. And then it was since she started coming into Jose's and then getting rebuked on some of the flat Earth channels because she started questioning their actual knowledge of the flat Earth, and it made her believe in the globe more.
Happened to me.
And I appreciate her. She have talked to me, and she keeps it real because she still questions everything, and that's beautiful. Like I do, like you do, Shonji. We question things, but she's not in that denial phase that everything has to be flattered and deny the globe. She is acceptant of the information given to her while still questioning things, which that's a good take on this
That's how it
subject.
should be. I mean, I think it's ridiculous when people act because I think it's a globe now that therefore I can't have my own opinion about certain conspiracies. Like, what the hell? Like, I
Yeah, me
understand
too.
where we live from versus a false narrative. It has nothing to do with the rest of the world.
But see, raising reasonable questions is what science is all about.
Of questioning it, the doubt, or
Absolutely.
not denying it. Just not assuming it's right. Questioning it, like not questioning when you
Yes,
when you have
raising
doubt,
questions.
when you doubt everything, so you look into it. That's not nothing's wrong with that. It's just when I
Yeah,
don't even think
Yeah,
question it.
there's
I
two.
don't think
There's the difference. It's the difference between questioning and denying everything.
yeah.
Questioning is beautiful. Denying, not so good.
Usually
Yeah, it takes
denials
as much
comes from
power.
zero researching.
It takes as much power to believe something as it does to deny something.
No,
I
So
don't know.
if
I'd
you
like to
believe in
think that
something,
it takes
yeah,
more energy to deny than it does to believe.
no, okay. This is what I've heard, and this is what I've seen, is that the amount that it takes to believe in something, you have to be just as strong-willed to deny that fact.
Hey guys, I'm okay. We made it through that first storm front. Jose knows what that is. What about observed phenomenon? Right?
don't you want to go sit in the bunker?
What's up with
What
observed
about
phenomena? Like the physical and natural world, like everything.
what about observed phenomena?
Yeah, what about
Um,
it, Aaron?
We forgot.
no. I didn't forget. Let's just say water.
That's not a
Oh,
phenomenon.
What
Water,
about water?
observed.
Aaron, as
Water's
much as you might
observable
not
flat.
want to admit, Aaron, water does exist.
Yeah, that is an observed
Yeah.
phenomenon,
No,
right?
it's
It's
not.
not a phenomenon.
You didn't
It's not
create
a
it,
phenomenon.
right, Chills?
You don't have
Right,
to.
Chills?
Doesn't have to be created by somebody to not be or to be a phenomenon. It's not a phenomenon. If you said,
Okay,
"Why
well
does
then tell me
water? How
something
does
that
water?" Okay, you ready?
not a.
I can. Ready? Done. Done.
Hmm,
Ready? Sure.
I'm ready.
Now, if it would be
Hit
like,
me. Hit me up.
Jesus Christ, never mind.
Oh God!
Ugh, you've aggravated me. Only got a minute and a half to go. Whew. Go ahead, guys. I go. I'm gonna get triggered.
I
Hello,
showed you an
all
observed
people.
phenomenon.
So
Water seeks
explain your
level.
observed
How about
phenomenon.
that?
Water. Okay, explain water.
Water seeks level. That's an observed phenomenon.
Only because of gravity.
Amen. Thank you to level.
Yeah. Also, water doesn't seek level. That implies the sentience. Water conforms to the forces acting upon it.
Brian, you just said water does not seek level. You just said
Also,
that.
what is water level 2?
Y'all gotta stop saying that because that is like the oldest thing that flat earthers say. Water seeks its own level. Come on, man.
It seeks
Yeah,
an equal
Well, but it's
gravimetric
an
potential.
observed
That's it.
phenomenon, right?
but what's at level 2, Aaron?
Is this thing on?
No one ever says it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hear you,
you're on.
Chance.
Brian, you're on.
Thank you.
I think Aaron is about to go to level and flat is like the same. So when he say level, he implies flat one corner
Yeah.
to another. That's it.
No, I never
Right,
said
Aaron?
that,
Is that why you want to
Jose.
go?
Don't Nathan me. Don't put
No,
words in my mouth.
I asked you if that's why you want to
Don't
go.
Nathan me. I never said
So
that.
I
so
asked
Aaron, what
you.
about
I didn't say you say it. I asked you.
Okay, but
What
you
about
said he's
water?
about to go there, right? That's what you said, Jose.
So,
Aaron,
Aaron,
And then
can I ask a
we both
question
got
real
it.
quick?
Of course, it's
Can,
on show. Yeah.
so water seeks a level, but when you pour it in a glass and you swirl it around a little bit, water will stick to the side. Why is that seeking a level?
Um, what do you call that? Friction and molecular bonds to a spinning glass.
Yeah, he is
Let's say it's spinning glass.
So there's a force that is acting on that water.
No, it's not a force. It's the mass of the water being moved in a certain direction.
There it is. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When you swirl that water around, after it's done, there is water sticking to the side of the glass. Why is that water not seeking a level?
It is. It'll fall
It
down
is.
the glass. It'll creep down.
No, it'll probably dry up before it does that. There's a reason for it. There is a reason for it. It's a force.
Surface tension.
Yeah, I mean, that's just.
So
Yeah.
you can
You're
accept
breaking
that.
up a bit.
So you can accept that force, but you can't accept gravity. That's the problem I have.
It's imperative. It's imperative that you get rid of gravity, because if gravity exists, flat Earth cannot. So it's imperative you destroy
Hold on,
gravity.
but-
The idea of
but
gravity
with
has to be
Sean's-
mocked. That's just the way it is.
With Sean's spinning glass, he introduced way more forces that are way stronger than gravity, called centripetal forces, spinning a glass. He actually did that.
No,
And
it's
then asking me and Travis, right?
Centrifugal.
Centrifugal.
Okay, and then asking me and Travis to explain that. When we're talking that when
Actually,
Sean
no.
puts that glass down, when he stops spinning it, puts it down, it will be what we call equilibrium.
It will be equal,
it's just
but
weird
why is
because
there water on the sides of the glass still?
Okay, but what's your
it's
point?
just-
What's the
it's
point
just-
that you're trying to make, though?
Yeah.
The point
It's
is
weird
that you will
that
accept
this-
one
yeah.
force, but not accept another.
Yeah, but you can
Yeah,
demonstrate
you're
that.
accepting
You can
centrifugal
demonstrate
force,
that one.
centripetal force.
No, I don't.
Yes.
I don't accept centripetal. Centripetal is not real.
How is it not
So
real?
all these forces are accepted, except gravity. So magnetism accepted, but gravity is not accepted.
You can
Because you
demonstrate.
have to get rid of gravity in order to keep flat Earth. That's why
I don't have
gravity
to
is
get rid
questioned.
of.
That's
I don't have
why
to get rid of
gravity
anything.
is dismissed.
Gravity doesn't
You-
exist,
that's-
so I
that's-
don't have to get rid of it.
That's exactly. That's why you have to dismiss gravity and say it doesn't exist. It has to not exist.
Rid of anything, Travis, then why have you made the ether band?
No, I didn't say that, Sean. What the hell? I didn't say you don't have to get rid of anything. I said you don't have to get rid of
I get the
gravity.
motivation.
Okay, then explain what causes things to rise and fall.
Something exerting a
Please,
force on them.
please say density, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yes, well,
Travis.
that force would be. That force
Gravity
would be
does.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk generics, I'm not
And
going to make something up.
molecular bonds
A baseball.
to
We know
a
that's not true.
spinning.
You already made up ether band.
explanation. There isn't an explanation. There isn't an alternative explanation. It's like saying, "What is Mars?" If it's not a planet, and you say, "A light in the sky." You don't have an alternative explanation.
I don't have
So
to
that's
have
that's
one.
fine.
I don't have to
Yes,
have
you
one.
do.
No, I
Okay,
don't.
well, you know what? Actually, no,
show me
you're right.
that law. You show me that law, Channel
No,
10.
that's true. I know. I actually agree with you. You don't have to have that. What though you have to get used to the idea is that without an alternative, you don't have a way of really saying it's not that. You can't just say it's not
No,
a
that's
planet.
absolutely not
If
true.
you don't know what it is,
No, that's
it
absolutely,
absolutely
not true.
is
Again,
true.
the analogy. Hold on.
You're in a very weak position then.
Okay, the analogy of a courtroom is very apropos.
It ain't a courtroom. This is science.
I knew you knuckleheads were going to say that. Yeah.
Don't call me names, buddy. I haven't called you names. Back up.
Okay, it's just knuckleheads. Okay.
Big Blue.
Well,
what
I'm not a
causes things to
knucklehead.
go up and down?
Hold on, Aaron.
Big Blue. Big
Cram
Blue.
it,
What
thank
causes
you.
things to go up and down? I do. Big
Yeah.
Blue. That's what happens. Go, Travis.
Well, I'll tell you what. Try to spin that
do the-
bucket of
let's
yours
do the
around
courtroom.
without centripetal force.
There is no centripetal force.
Try to spin that bucket around without pulling on that rope.
Okay, that is.
That is the centripetal force, sir.
No, it's not. You
Yes,
have
it
you
is.
have a physical.
And I can demonstrate it for you.
You have so can
And
I. You
have.
have okay, can I start? Can I start talking now?
You guys, come on.
Hold
Let
on,
Joe
hold on.
go. He's been quiet
Guys,
for like
hold on.
30 minutes.
Travis,
If-
before you go on with your narrative, do you recall Newton's third law?
I'm not talking to Erebus.
How come every time I stop talking and then Travis starts, he's been quiet for 30
How
minutes.
come this
You guys
happens?
just jump
It
on
isn't
him
fair.
And
so
this
bad.
time, I have to agree. Let's let Plane talk.
Gee whiz, you
Okay.
guys.
It's
I
not fair.
am the physical connection that is spinning the bucket around my head. It's me. You can show it, you can touch it, you can demonstrate it. Okay? There has to be a physical connection for your
What?
centripetal force that you want to label, right? But
Can I answer this?
hold on, just real quick. There is no centripetal force in our world because there's no physical mechanism there.
You're absolutely wrong about that, Travis.
There's no
I
physical
can show it
mechanism,
to
Blue.
you. I can show it to you.
Okay, go ahead.
I can demonstrate it for you. Hold on, I'll pull up the video. Just a minute.
No, I get the idea. I do understand why gravity has to be dismissed, why it has to be ignored. I get it completely. It's just it's weird that magnetism and other forces are accepted, but that isn't.
Yeah, I wonder if they'd accept us calling it relativity.
No, that's just
And it's the
psychobabble.
same thing that goes for
That's
certain scientists.
Relativity is
So
science babble.
Einstein is a baboon. All right, Einstein's a baboon, but Tesla, is the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Here's the thing: Tesla's a
Who said
smart
that?
guy.
Kind of strange
Who said that?
thing that
Channel-
goes on.
It's
Channel 10. Who are you quoting there,
I
Channel
just said that.
Well,
I
let's see.
have
When it
a
comes to
comment
Tesla,
on
just
that.
saying
Doesn't
it's
I have a-
Sorry, go ahead,
doesn't everyone
Where's that-
find
where's
it
that
to be
link? Where's that
extremely
link?
funny that there's a lot of people that will promote free energy, but the second you ask them for free energy evidence, it was taken down by YouTube. And then at the same time, well, since when did YouTube harness the answers to what the government is suppressing from the world?
Tesla promotes free energy. Thanks, Sean.
Well, you do know that the YouTube is the government.
You get free energy, solar power.
I can't wait for those baboons.
The solar panels.
I can't wait
the
for
solar
those baboons to
Shut
become
up.
humans.
The solar
Yeah.
panels.
Yeah, solar panel. Tell me
out.
why that's not free energy.
Because they wear out. They wear out, and you need new ones.
I mean, you just have to buy the solar panel.
The batteries don't last forever either. No, I'm not even talking purchasing. I'm talking about just the fact that.
No.
You know what perpetual energy?
Okay, sure.
Same thing.
Oh, Sean, you don't always have to have a battery for solar power, though.
No, but you do. But you're still not going to have free energy. It still needs something.
Big Blue, let's go.
What about Travis and Big Blue? Yeah.
Big Blue's
Keep
going.
an eye on
Let's
it.
go.
All right, let me back up a second because
awesome.
I'll show you. I'll show you this thing spinning.
I know exactly what's.
I've got my cell phone mounted on that platform, and I can spin it with that drill motor, and it's going to produce centripetal acceleration in the direction that toward the center of the spin. Now watch this. Here we go. Come on. Let's go, big boy. Spin it around. There we go. Now you think the acceleration is outward, but it's not, and I'm about to show that to you. This is centripetal force. This is centripetal acceleration. It's inward. And
yeah,
there
Blue.
it is.
Me and Travis understand that centripetal force is
what
the force.
holds us
That is
Sure,
the
yeah, like a
is-
tetherball pole.
That is the
Yeah, like a tetherball pole. Yeah.
Hush, Aaron.
It's the force on
Aaron,
a
I'm gonna
tetherball
need
pole.
you. Shut the fuck
Aaron.
up.
Yeah, we
Aaron,
get that.
Hush.
We get that.
Hush. That is the tension on the rope that you're going to tie to your bucket and swing around. That is centripetal acceleration. It is toward the center. It is the bending of the velocity vector. That's the only way you can make something not go in a straight line.
Where is the tension on the Earth? Is what Travis is saying.
Wait, what?
Why don't you let Travis talk for himself?
Yeah, let's hear it from Travis, Aaron. You're not making any sense.
Yeah. Okay. So
It looks like you
again,
have a thumb coming out of your hand.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry. It looks thumb coming out of your
I'm deformed that way.
hand.
Perspective.
That's just I can't look at it now.
That's centripetal, Travis.
That's a funny fuck you, that.
That's a
It's a left-hand. It's a left-handed bird with a right hand.
Oh, you want to see something else funny?
Centripetal.
You
Centripetal
want to see
thumb.
something else funny? Now, if we
Why are
turn
you
this
guys?
thing
Why are you
sideways,
guys talking when Travis is supposed to be talking?
Oh,
he wasn't
Let him
saying
talk.
anything.
Yeah, I started to. Yes, I started to. And
Okay,
you
go
guys
ahead.
kept talking.
Is it
Again,
not fair? Oh,
Go ahead.
there we go. There we go.
dear.
You want to talk?
It's not fair.
Blaine, go ahead.
No, I
Go
was
ahead.
just making fun. I was just making fun.
So again, I'm going to use two physical demonstrations. A sling, right? A sling that has a tether that is connected to a person's hand. That forms the tension that maintains the stability of the rock in the pocket until it is released. Once it's released, it doesn't get drawn into the hand. It flies off in the tangent where it's released. Okay. When
Travis,
you're
how about
talking,
you address what he presented?
okay, I'll
and
just
not
go on
some
mute. I'll
random
just go on
shit?
mute.
Yeah, guys, you guys gotta let him finish. You guys gotta let everyone finish.
Yeah,
There's always
Travis,
someone that's
yeah,
ready to
because
talk
it's,
in at
No,
some
it's
time.
okay.
Just,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't have to
nah,
prove
that's
anything to
fine.
you guys.
Nobody,
Yes, and that,
nobody wants to hear
Nope.
about
Good.
actual
yes, and that
centrifugal force.
tension in the sling, Travis,
Big
is
Blue,
the
it's not your
shut
centripetal
turn.
up,
You
force.
Aaron.
already put a
Mute
video up.
him, Sean.
Yeah, next time
Mute
he's
him or
getting
boot him.
kicked.
I don't care
Yeah,
what
next
you
time
do,
he's
but
getting booted.
shut him up. That tension you feel in the sling, Travis, is the centripetal force. That's you pulling that thing into a circle. As you just admitted, when you turn loose of it, which way does the rock go? Tangential to the direction it was traveling at the point of release. That tension you feel is the centripetal force pulling that velocity vector into a circle. That's the only way you can
Okay,
make it
that's
happen.
incorrect. That's incorrect.
No, sir, that is perfectly
That is
correct.
not
Okay, let me
incorrect.
respond.
You're
I just
gonna
want
have
to actually. I just want
you're
to make
gonna
the
have you're gonna
observation.
have to bring up. You're
Hang on,
gonna have
channel.
to.
If I
do-
Let me
Hang on,
respond,
channel,
please.
channel.
observation.
Hang on. Let them go back and forth because they're. Let's let too
Sure.
many people interacting. Kind of everything.
The tension that is felt is the rock pulling against the spin. The centrifugal force is the force that you feel. You don't feel centripetal force.
You
The
feel
tension, hold on, the tension that is there, that exists on the tether and your hand, is there because the rock has mass that is being spun in an angular momentum. There is
no.
no, yes.
Sorry, youngster. You should have taken a little more time in your science classes.
No.
That force,
I know the
that
rhetoric.
force you're
I know
pulling.
your rhetoric, Blue.
No, it's not my rhetoric. I'm showing it to you on the screen. There is the acceleration
No,
in the direction of the center. There is the acceleration, Travis.
All right, here,
Yeah,
let me
Travis.
You
say
can
something real
deny it
quick.
all you want
Hold
to,
on,
but you're
let me
looking at it.
respond to this.
I'm
Here's my
showing it
response.
to you.
Yeah, hey,
Hold
Travis.
on.
Hang on, Travis.
Let him respond.
Aaron,
Gee
shut up.
whiz.
You should not be talking at all. Travis, what is creating this reading on the device then?
It's a program.
Yeah, but what's
It's
creating?
not a program, sir.
Wait,
So
wait.
okay, so
It's
here,
it's
so
what's creating?
right. Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Wait. But
okay.
hang on. No. Stop.
I'm trying to answer
No,
you.
because if it's a program, you're saying that it's like a prefixed
Yeah,
number.
that's right.
Okay. So if
That's right.
What you're saying is that if I pull something like that up on my phone and show it on camera, I won't be able to affect that reading. Is what you're saying?
No. Here's what I'm going to say. This is my juvenile knee-jerk reaction. That is an inverted representation of centrifugal force.
It's showing. It's actually showing. I don't even know that, but I think it's showing both already. So how do you get?
It's
a low
giving you
number
the
and a high
opposite.
number?
It's giving you the
That's not the
opposite of
opposite.
what.
That's not the
You
opposite.
you say positive up here and negative down here, Travis. You see the words linear accelerometer, linear acceleration.
Yeah, this is a
That
program that
green
someone
line.
created.
No, sir, it's not a program. It's an accelerometer.
Again,
it is not a program,
I'll
Travis.
Say, again, Travis.
That green line is the y-axis. Positive is this direction. That is the way the phone was pointing toward the.
Does it give a reading, Blue?
Yes, it does.
No, I didn't finish my question. Does it give a reading of centrifugal force?
It's giving you centripetal acceleration right there.
Okay, let me ask my question again, please. Does it give you a reading of centrifugal force?
No, it does not.
Okay, then what I'm
No.
going to tell. Okay, hold on.
You
Then
don't. Do
what?
you
Okay, hold
understand?
on. Listen.
No,
Listen.
no.
Listen.
Before you go any further and ask any more
Okay.
silly questions,
Okay.
answer this: do you know the difference in acceleration and force?
Do I know the difference in acceleration and force? Acceleration is the measurement
I know this one.
of speed.
No, it's not. But go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah. I mean, this doesn't prove anything if I don't know the difference between the two. But my question to you remains: if it doesn't, okay, here's my response. Stop. Here's my response. What you're looking at right there is giving you a reading of centrifugal force. It's
No,
just
sir.
inverting it and telling you it's
No, it's not.
centripetal. Yes,
It's
it
not
is.
giving you.
I'm telling you,
No.
that's what it is.
Guys, listen. Let me handle this, please. That
Let
is
the
not.
engineer work.
That is not measuring force at all, Travis. That is measuring acceleration, not force. And acceleration is not velocity. It is the rate of change of velocity. It is measured in things like meters per second per second. In fact, if you look on the screen, it says right there, meters per second squared.
That's fine. But what I'm telling you is that electronic representation has been programmed to give you that reading, and
No, it hasn't.
it's simply. Well, then how the hell is your phone able to give you that representation? It's just magic.
It is
a program.
it is not a program.
No, hey, Travis.
Listen.
That's what I was trying to say before. He can literally do that same thing and then make the data change based on his hand movements, whether he goes up and down, jerks it, or whatever. He can alter the reading it's getting, which means it's not a programmed. It's calibrated.
Okay, listen to me.
Well,
listen to me.
watch
That
this.
has
Now-
been created by someone to measure something. That's
Yeah,
what I mean by
exactly.
program.
What does
That's
it
what I
measure?
mean.
What does it
It
measure?
measures
Hey, Blue.
acceleration. Watch this.
Blue,
Now we're going to turn it around. We're going to clear that display. There we go. Clear it. Now we're going to spin it sideways. You know what we've just done? Now we've lined it up with the acceleration of gravity. You're going to see a completely different picture.
Genius.
Hey, Blue, that actually uses a physical MEMS, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem that he's not understanding.
Hey, Blue, how many
Travis, it actually uses a physical.
How many experiments where you use your phone did it take you to figure out a method so that your phone didn't break?
That's actually my very first phone. Do you see that, Travis? Now, does that
No,
look
I'm
like the
backing up
picture
right
that
now.
you just saw? Does that look like the picture you saw before? Of course it
I'm
doesn't.
backing up, Blue. I'm backing up.
Okay. Are we happy now?
No.
I think so.
That's fine. The centripetal force is a force that moves something to
You
the
can't.
center.
Okay, yeah, but again, this is secondary. A secondary issue. I'm asking for you to demonstrate it in the physical world, not on a computer.
Just did.
I just did.
That is the physical world.
Oh my God!
It's like
What
saying
you saw?
gravity.
Can I hop in here for a second?
No, just hang on. Let me finish this one thought.
Sure.
What you saw to begin with the plane of rotation horizontal, in other words, perpendicular to the gravitational acceleration, was a pretty much straight green line across here. Now look at what you see, up and down and up and down and up and down. What that's doing, what that is doing now is adding centripetal acceleration to the gravitational acceleration.
That's what the program is telling you.
That is not a program, son.
Yes,
that
it
is not
Blue.
a program.
Okay, that's
this
what
is
that
an accelerometer.
device is
If you
telling
don't know the difference in a meter and a computer, I feel sorry for you. That's all this thing is
That's
a meter.
Computer.
That is a meter.
Hey, Travis.
So
Travis,
plain.
Yeah.
What year is the truck you drive?
It's brand new. It's a 19.
Beautiful. So you have an indicator that will probably tell you if your air is leaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not a program. Correct?
Sensor.
It's a man. Okay, fine, but the reason why I'm calling it a program. Hold on, no. Okay, whatever.
But
It's
I'm
electronic.
happy that you conceded because
It's been
I just proved to you
programmed to do
exactly
something.
what Blue's been trying to say and how you keep trying to deny what he's trying to say.
In the face of evidence, you still get denial.
Let me respond.
Physical
Okay,
mechanism.
listen. This is a conversation. Okay, let me have a response to Sean.
Travis,
Okay,
it's a
hold on.
physical
No.
mechanism.
Please let me just respond to Sean.
Let Plain talk.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Sean, you're asking me a question that I'm thinking about for the first time. So let me just try to get my response up. My response is that I'm still comfortable saying that my truck has been programmed to give me that reading.
So if your tire isn't low, it will read low because the program says so. Or if your tire does go flat, it will program to say it has air, so it'll stay saying air.
I agree with you.
That's
I
not
agree
a program.
with you. And it's a computer. It's doing it through computers and electronics.
The program is making that measurement, that calibrated system, measure the amount of air in your system.
Did you just say that program?
Yeah, the program is what does it. Just like Blue.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, Blue is the program in this what he's sharing right now. He is turning it on to measure the centripetal, whatever the fuck that word is. Centripetal force. That's what I'm trying to understand. What I'm trying to get you to understand. You keep calling it the program. That thing isn't programmed to do anything.
And
yes,
the way
it is.
That
Yes, it is. I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Tell me what it's programmed to do, Travis. What is it programmed to do?
Okay, it's the same thing if I had a bicycle pump and I attach the mechanism to the valve and it shows me how much pressure is coming out. It's been set up to do that. That's how it's been created, right?
So then, is a tire gauge a program?
Thank you.
It's been constructed in a different way, but programmed in this instance is mechanical and electronic. I don't have a problem.
Wait. They and them, hang on. Are you telling me that this thing was intentionally programmed to give us the false illusion of gravity well before the flat Earth conversation came up? They had that much foresight?
I would say that they think that there's a force called centripetal, and so that's what they called it.
That's not what I asked. I said, did they devise this program to find gravity and find accelerations in different vectors ahead of time, knowing that this argument would come up?
No, I don't think. I don't have that knowledge. I can't make that claim.
Then why in the hell are you making it a conspiracy right now?
I'm not making it a conspiracy. I'm saying that it's like calling gravity. You're interpreting data a certain way and calling it this. Okay, so when this phone was created, and this phone was given, I don't want to use the word program, but when it was created to do this reading, the reading that it got, they called it centripetal. I'm telling you this.
No, they did not, Travis.
Well, then
There's nothing here. There's nothing here that says centripetal.
Then
it is acceleration. I am showing you the acceleration, and that is what gives you centripetal force.
All right, okay. It's showing you the centrifugal acceleration.
No, it's just showing acceleration. It doesn't know.
There's only one acceleration, and that's outward. There's only one acceleration.
There is only one acceleration, sir, and it is inward.
No, it is not. No, you're
proved it to you, and what you're doing is proving that you're a fucking idiot.
Hang on.
Triggered.
Plain. Can I ask you a question? What do you think that meter would read were he to throw his phone up into the air?
I don't give a shit.
Both upward and downward.
Don't ask him. He doesn't know. He doesn't. He's a denialist. That's all he is.
Okay, listen. What Blue created was a merry-go-round. He created a merry-go-round. There's only one force on a merry-go-round, and it is outward, gentlemen. There is no inward.
There's downward too.
So can I actually prove this to you using something that is in nature?
You can try. I'm going to be going into the warehouse right now with my paperwork, so I'm going to try to follow as much as I can. I'm going to be on mute, but go ahead. I'll try to follow it.
Okay, so a tornado uses both centrifugal and centripetal force. In order to have the force from the outside pushing towards the inside, and the inside pushing towards the outside, that is the only way a tornado exists. There are two forces working as one.
Centrifugal force only arises in a rotating frame of reference. It's an imaginary force. Centrifugal force is not real. The
Yes, it
centripetal
is.
force, no, it is not.
Yes, it is. And
No,
I'm not
it
going to
is
call
not.
you a name,
Wait,
Big
wait,
Blue.
wait.
I'm not going to call
No,
you
it
a
is
name.
not. Look it
Yes,
up in
it
any
is.
book.
Travis,
Look it up in any book.
Travis,
That
Travis,
book. Listen
is
to me.
there-
No, stop, Sean. Hold on.
Is there a
hold
way
on.
for you to give us an example, like Blue did for his, of how it's not a force or whatever your claim is? Do you have something that gives tangible evidence for why you think this way? Because we can all see why Blue, and he comes with examples, and you're saying that what he's showing us isn't true, but you can't show us how it is. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm arguing from other demonstrations of centrifugal force where there is
You're
no
arguing from
centripetal
ignorance.
force. No, I'm not arguing from ignorance. I'm arguing from experience and empirical data that I've personally experienced.
No,
I've just given you an example of one. I've just given you an example of one that you can look up.
A weather storm, right? A weather system.
Can experiences be empirical evidence? Because not everyone experienced your experiences, so how can they verify?
Very true.
Empirical,
and let's also not forget that. Let's also not forget that experience can be up for interpretation.
Okay.
It's
Again,
the observation
I think
that's
it
got
was
to be
Sean.
repeated.
Sean, were you the one that brought up the weather system?
When?
Or no, I don't
Yeah.
know. No,
Yeah.
no. Sean Smith.
Yes.
It was Sean Smith.
See?
Yes.
See how confusing it is?
Okay. Okay. So you bring up and again, I'm not a meteorologist, right? So you're bringing up a weather system that is dynamic, okay? There's something going on there. Yeah, sure. I think that we are describing it. It's not the same as a merry-go-round, so it's not going to be analogous.
It is
doesn't
not
have
the same as a
mechanism.
merry-go-round. It is not the same as a
Then it's not
merry-go-round.
analogous, is it?
Neither,
my point.
Neither is the fact that you keep saying that there is no other force acting other than centrifugal. That doesn't.
But the
that makes
example
no.
that I'm
That makes
using-
zero sense. That
No,
makes zero sense. At that, Okay, so the reason why
I gotta go on mute. I gotta go on mute.
the reason why the two forces have to be there is otherwise you wouldn't have that low pressure system on the inside and a high pressure system on the outside. That's the reason. You wouldn't have that wall of wind going on.
Okay, but I came off mute and I'm not supposed to. I'm going into the warehouse. I swear. When you label it high pressure and low pressure, that's your mechanism. Okay, not centrifugal force.
No. The reason why there is a low pressure on the inside is because of the forces that are acting.
Aaron's a dumbass. So Aaron, thanks for the super chat. Here's the link that you paid $20 for, stupid.
Encyclopedia Britannica, centrifugal force. Centrifugal force, a fictitious force peculiar to a particle moving on a circular path that has the same magnitude and dimensions as the force, but keeps the particle on its circular path. Okay. Shall we go down here and read a little bit more about this?
I just posted a very simple graphic in side chat that demonstrates the difference between centrifugal and centripetal forces.
That means absolutely nothing. You're reading from a book that's written under
been a book.
the paradigm, the same paradigm that you're pushing.
You mean I'm reading from a book that you never read about a subject that you never studied, but you've got enough
You can't even make
innate,
that claim, Blue. You can't
enough
even make
brain
that claim.
power to refute all of science. Is that what you're saying?
Can I make an observation?
Listen, hold
may
on,
I?
just real quick. I have to draw an analogy, just real quick.
Well, actually, first, can I ask you a real quick question? Do you know more than the scientists who came up with that?
I'm looking at it from different eyes. Okay, we're looking.
Do you have more knowledge on the subject?
I am looking at it differently.
Do you have more knowledge on the subject?
Brian,
Yes or no?
Brian.
Yes or no?
That is an false equivalency. Okay, listen to me, please.
No, it's not. Do you have more knowledge on the subject?
Okay, listen to me.
Do you have more
I
knowledge
made
on the
this-
subject?
No, the
That
false
is an
equivalency.
irrelevant question. It's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant. You're claiming to have knowledge above them, or do you know better?
I did not make the claim that I have knowledge above them. I made no such claim.
You said that Blue was wrong.
I told Blue that he was wrong. That's right.
You told Blue he's wrong. You're saying the book is
No.
wrong. You're saying everyone is wrong except you.
Okay.
What is this special
Can
knowledge you
I
have?
give
Come on,
you-
Travis. You're just
Can I give you my
butthurt. That's
answer?
all.
Everybody
I'm
quiet
sorry
down for
that
a
you're
second.
butthurt, but
I'm not
that's your problem to
butthurt,
deal
Blue.
with, not
Stop
mine.
giving rhetoric like a bully. Stop being a bully.
You told me you tried to make that remark the other day and say that I didn't have any way to any recourse. I think you found out differently, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No, your
Yeah,
presentation
I think
was
so.
completely
I think you
laughable.
look pretty foolish right now,
No,
son.
no.
Big Red.
Oh my God.
Calm down. Big Red.
Okay, guys. This is what's gonna happen. I gave the 15-minute warning half hour, 45 minutes ago. I'm gonna give you guys a 10. And at that point, then we'll do like the wrap up because I'm tired. I work
Okay,
all day.
if someone could do me a favor and present something I've posted in side chat, I would appreciate it. Because this may clear up some of the questions that are being brought up.
While that's happening, I'll just make a couple of comments. One,
I'll present it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was about to, but okay.
Do you want to make the presentation first, and I'll make my little comment?
Sean, let the show run. It's awesome. Go.
Well, it'll go off the air. We continue talking.
I'll let it keep going.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll let you. Trust me, I'll let you guys know before I go off. So if I does keep going, keep going. See how annoying Aaron
Cool
gets.
thing. Hey, Sean.
You're still gonna
I
play
saw-
my song, right?
Yes.
Sean, I saw your super chat. You
I
saw
did.
that,
I
right?
even read it, and I said, "Here's your
Sure.
and I said, "Here's your $20 link."
Oh, thank you.
Stupid ass. Stop doing that shit.
That's
Just
awesome.
ask me for the
Thanks,
fucking
Sean.
link. You don't have to pay $20 for it, dumbass.
I
No,
know.
I love that picture because it helps you see that since the velocity would be tangential, if the only force were the centrifugal force, then you could not have a circle.
And Terry, you might want to grow that picture up a little.
Grow it? Okay.
Yeah, because I'm still seeing a picture of your folder.
Bigify it.
Add some water.
No, go to the racy one. Wait, no, this is my stream. Hang on. What the fuck? Man, that was a bad idea.
What have I done wrong here? I've opened it up in photos.
Go
full screen.
Share. You got to share your window, not your screen.
Okay, not yep. Yeah, okay. I thought I'd done something wrong. You know, I'm not clever.
No, if you are clever,
Well,
you're just old.
You're quite right. You're quite right in that you were wrong.
That is very true.
Okay.
And
try that again.
And
is that better or worse?
It's always
Oh, that's much better.
There you go.
All the minerals. It seems.
I can still make it bigger. There you are.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, if the only force were outward, you couldn't get a circular path.
Okay.
Yeah,
Says who?
Okay, that is entirely false. That's entirely false.
Hang
The
on,
reason
hang on,
why
hang
you
on.
have a circular
Wait,
path.
you're hot. Hang on, 'cause I was about to say something. Travis, have you have a child, right?
Yes, I've swung my child around. Yes.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I'm the reason why. I'm the reason
listen, the
why
force.
there's a circle.
The force you feel while you're doing that is centrifugal.
Is centrifugal.
No, that's the stuff. That's the feeling your child. would
You
feel.
are spewing the rhetoric of a lie. I'm telling you.
Wait.
I
So-
can't convince
Sean,
you of it.
Sean,
I'm just
look
going to
into
tell
it,
you.
Sean.
Wait, so let me get this straight. When you swing your child around, you feel like you're going outwards too? Towards the edges of that?
I feel the resist. I feel the pull.
Yes, the
I feel
resistance
the pull.
is centripetal.
No, it's
whatever
not.
the hell that is.
No, it's not.
Central-
It's
yes, it is.
centrifugal. No, it's not.
Centrifugal.
listen
Yes,
to
it
me.
is. The centripetal
Okay,
force is
listen
the
to me.
resistance.
Listen to me, please. The centripetal
No, well-
concept was
resistance to
created because you can't prove gravity and the spinning ball.
There you go.
Okay?
This is about
And
gravity.
I suppose,
It's all tied up together, boys.
and I suppose that to do this we use ether rubber bands.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and let's see, Travis.
Sure.
Travis, you have to remember. Travis,
Sure.
It's like this. Aaron, I promise you. Hang on. All right, it's like this.
Time
When
out.
you're
Stop,
swinging your
stop,
child
stop,
around.
Stop. Hang on. Stop, everyone. Channel X. Let me ask you 2 questions. 1, are you eating?
Sorry.
Mute your damn mic. So
Naughty
no,
boy.
you can't talk
Naughty
until
boy.
you're done.
I'm done.
No, you're not. I can hear it. Fuck.
There's no. My son is in the background playing something.
Listen,
No.
I'm
This is
operating
what it sounds like.
I'm operating a floor jack right now, so I'm not going to be able to talk.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
No,
And then
he's able to
then he's
listen.
like at the same, he's going, Sean, but
I can't. It's a very sensitive microphone, and it's quiet in here. Sorry about that. All right, I'm muted. It wasn't very valuable anyway.
Sean, I might disagree with Travis right here. The centripetal force is the force that I may feel if I was holding onto a pole and spinning a ball around it. And I have to interact with that pole.
No, okay,
right?
Travis. Oh, perfect, Travis. Okay, so you've seen when excavators do the people flinging into the water? I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
they show,
hell yeah.
People hang on with their harnesses and get swung around. Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like we are spinning that fast.
But see, look, the person on the harness,
Is
centrifugal force is acting on him.
The fugal,
the boom in the excavator, it's feeling the centripetal.
What do you mean the boom?
The
Actually,
boom,
Sean,
the boom of the excavator. The arm.
Yeah, if you actually,
okay.
Yeah, if you actually watch when that happens, when the person lets go of the rope hanging off the boom actually flexes slightly towards the excavator.
Yeah,
not on an excavator.
When they let go.
No. I see what you're saying. It's like when you're. Oh shit! Here you go. The reason ropes are dangerous when you're towing something is because the rope, when it snaps, it goes in both directions. How? Why doesn't it just go in one direction? Because there's two forces
that'd be a great observation to actually do to see which way.
Well, look, hey, Aaron, I think you could do that one, man. You just got to get a camera, some safety glasses, and
I have
somebody
the answer
willing
for you.
What's that?
It's the same phenomenon when you're playing tug of war and you let go of the rope and the other guy goes in the opposite
You're an
direction.
asshole, Travis. You didn't even say you did it, but I know you did. That's rude.
I have a good example here, right here. Let's say tug of war, but the outside folks are spinning in a circle, right? So you only have one inner, holder of tug of war.
Why are we doing all these?
What if Travis let go
Here's
of
the worst part.
right?
Not only is there an example on
That's
all
a
of our
badass
screens,
example.
right? But we are giving you real world examples of examples. Shush. Real world examples of this example. The problem is that when you guys say no, and we go, okay, you can say no, but really, it's yes, because not only is all this illustration is doing is explaining that act. So before we knew that, someone went, I wonder why my daughter flew into the wall when I was spinning her around and I let go. And I wonder why I fell backwards when I did let her go. And that genius went to someone that's actually smart. And they helped him figure it out. Those forces.
Hold on, Sean. A dude is swinging his daughter around immediately becomes a Nobel Prize winning genius.
No,
That's what you're saying?
no.
wasn't what he said at all.
I said he was a dumbass because he let go of his daughter and she hit a
Okay,
wall.
okay.
So he went to
okay.
someone that's not as dumb as he is.
So what are we proving here with the swinging my daughter?
That it doesn't matter.
We're
what
proving you had
forces,
far too much to drink, Aaron.
Yeah, it means
You should calm down. Chill. Calm down.
Things we feel
Aaron, no follow.
don't matter on these examples.
Sean was
Just
talking.
information.
Everybody, Sean is talking.
You're the only one talking right now. And Shills, who's he's loud every time he does anything. I don't know.
Damn right.
I think he forgets he has a microphone, but that's here nor there. At least once a stream, he's gonna do some shit in everyone's ear.
Yeah, a couple times.
I heard you sleep the other night. It was funny as shit. Okay.
Yeah, and then he woke up and went, "Yeah, sleep."
So Sean,
damn right.
Hell yeah.
So Sean,
what, Aaron?
Our example of gravity.
No, you don't have an example of gravity.
Yeah, nobody does, right?
No. You don't. So you said we.
The perfect example of gravity is shit falls.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I just showed it to you.
I've had at least 10 people I've been lucky enough to have come on my stream that not only explained as much as they could, but it was a damn good explanation and examples. I'm sorry, Blue. Everything you've done is perfect and it helps me understand a lot more than this person. But Barney's lighter gravity example will forever be the best on Earth.
I could also, debunk Blue with Barney.
What are you talking about?
Right offhand.
You don't.
Yeah.
You can't just say names and words and it makes sense, Aaron.
Oh, what is the vector of gravity? Blue.
How do you debunk gravity with gravity?
What is the vector of gravity, up or down? Blue.
Are you serious?
What are you talking about? The acceleration is down.
Oh my!
But the gravity vector. But listen, nitwit. The gravity vector is up.
Boom,
what do you mean the gravity vector?
Aaron.
So what is the gravity vector on the moon?
Didn't you say you were going to debunk him?
Same thing, buddy.
Blue.
It's the moon's gravity, but it's the same thing, up.
Oh my! So here we go. Explain it, please.
Aaron.
We're going to get into quantum physics here.
I don't really think we're going to go down that road.
Yeah, Aaron.
I know the game you're playing. 10 minutes? I'm not going to play with you.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think so.
You can't go down that road.
Yes, I can, but I'm not going to.
Aaron,
the acceleration.
Big red. Just sit down.
Hey, Aaron. Okay. Aaron. I'm going to tell you right now. Again, this is a warning. You will not disrespect Big Blue at all. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Aaron, don't ruin it, man. The song's coming up, man.
Yeah, Aaron, you act up one more time, you're gonna be disappointing your buddy.
I'm just asking, what is the gravity vector of the moon, right?
We're not talking about gravity. We're talking about centripetal and centrifugal force.
I've got a quick question to ask Travis.
Sean brought up gravity.
No, that would have been you.
Yeah, okay. What is it? Who is this?
Your favorite.
Erebus?
Question. Since you're stating that centrifugal force is not a fictitious force, is that correct?
I'm stating that centrifugal force is an actual force, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, my question to you is, how does that work if it's not in a rotating frame of reference?
There is no centrifugal force without rotation.
Why?
Because that's the nature of centrifugal force. It's an outward movement away from the center of, I'm going to call it the fulcrum because I don't know what else. I think it is a fulcrum, but
like the picture
of a rotating mass.
Barycenter.
Like the blue line in the picture on the screen.
That's like asking if you can get an angular momentum in a circle without slinging a sling. No, you can't. You have to sling the sling in order to get that angular momentum. It doesn't exist.
That's right.
Look,
Can
I
I
got a
have
question.
centrifugal force in a car that when I take a turn without having a central rotating mass? Right? Of course I can.
You do realize that when you take a turn, you're accelerating to the inner.
Let me ask you this question: centrifugal force. Do you agree with the picture that's showing on the screen right now?
Aaron, you are
The
fucking
blue force
stupid.
out away from the center. Is that correct? Centrifugal force is that direction. The path of inertia is the green line, but the centrifugal force is the blue line. Do you agree with that?
I defer.
If so, tell me if that guy releases that string, why that centrifugal force doesn't push it along that blue arrow. If it's a real force, why doesn't it go that direction?
I defer to Travis.
Smartest thing you said all night.
When you go around the curve in your car, Aaron, what's pushing on you?
The car.
No, the car's not. You're pushing on
Nothing
the door.
is.
You're
Nothing
pushing.
is.
Well, where's the force from then?
Your own
Well, yeah,
mass
nothing
moving
is.
outward.
No.
It's inertia.
well-
it's inertia. Yes. It's
Yeah, Blue,
okay. Listen,
I am. Yeah,
going
I'm the
going
one
around the
pushing.
curve. Going around the curve is an angular
What is
demonstration of
pushing
inertia.
on you? What is pushing on you?
Nothing. Nothing is pushing on me.
Wait.
I'm experiencing.
You're right. There
centrifugal
is no
force.
centrifugal force. It is the centripetal. It's the reaction to centripetal force.
Oh my God.
It is reaction. It is the reaction to your velocity vector being pulled in a circle.
You are.
You need to get out of that truck seat and go spend some time in a physics classroom. You really
No,
do,
I'm
Travis.
not. I'm not going to go. Okay, listen. Let me say
I
this
may
real
be
quick.
able to clarify
Listen, hold
this.
on. Let me say this real quick. Okay.
All right.
You guys asked me the question about knowing better than scientists. Okay. I think that maybe some of you have heard me say this before, but I had to make the decision 15 years ago to go against my community in the Christian church. Okay. I had the exact same rhetoric. Who the fuck are you, Travis, to question church history? And all I can tell you is I'm reading this information. I'm looking at this information, and it's telling me something different than what the church is telling me. I can't go against my conscience. Okay? I had to make that decision. But they said the exact same thing to me. Who are you to question the black robes?
Centrals.
How about this? How about this? This might clarify things a little bit. I'm hoping.
Good point.
Using the automobile example, you're sitting in your truck, you're cruising down the road. You got to take a hard left. Which way do you want to slide in that seat?
What do you mean?
I honestly, listen, I honestly don't understand why you're asking basic questions that you know the answer to.
Exactly.
Because I'm building up to a conclusion.
It's like, why are you describing physics on a flat earth, okay? Why are you describing our world?
I'm wondering why you don't want to answer the simple question, because I'm leading up to something where I want to show you this is what we're getting at.
But it does not prove your point of...
Aaron,
growth.
shut up.
Aaron, you don't even know where the fuck I'm going.
Okay, ask your question again, Shills.
Okay, when you are in your truck and you're tootling down the road and you have to make a hard left, which way do you want to slide in that seat?
I moved away from the direction. I moved to the right.
So if you're taking a hard left, your butt wants to... Aaron, hush.
Aaron, be quiet, yo.
So when you take a hard left, butt goes to the right. When you take a hard right, your butt wants to go to the left.
Yeah.
Okay. The turn is the centripetal force, and your butt sliding is the centrifugal force.
No, there's only one force. There's only one force.
No, is it
Showing your
Oh,
ignorance,
good
Davis.
grief. Okay, can
You're
I
showing your
finally
ignorance
jump
now.
in, if I may?
Yeah, go ahead.
Try
absolutely.
simple one.
Couple of things.
There's
Couple of-
only one force.
There is not only one force.
God
Okay,
almighty.
so the first thing is, I learned this stuff. I remember learning this stuff. I had a great
I
science
give
teacher.
up. I fucking give
And
up.
I learned this stuff when I was 11. Okay, so it's bizarre for adults to have to spend this much time and effort trying to teach another adult stuff that we all learned when we were children. That's the first thing. The second thing is when you have that phone, it doesn't know, the device itself doesn't know what the force is. The device is just a device. It's just a dumb device. It doesn't know what force is being applied. All it knows is there is a force. And if you turn that device on and set it, and then you rotate it as you saw, and it shows that it has a force applying to it, the opposite of what you think it should be, then you're just going to have to go with that. You can't just say, oh, it's programmed, because that's not how it works. The phone is a dumb device.
Okay, listen to me very carefully.
No, I'm not listening to you. You need to listen to others
You
instead
just
of
finished.
just saying listen
You
to me.
just finished your point. You just
I know, but
finished
you're always
your
saying
point.
listen to me. But what you're doing is you're basically saying that centripetal force doesn't exist, and the reason you're saying that is because you want that in order to say that gravity doesn't exist.
No, you're putting those words into my mouth.
You said
that's not my
you
argument.
said that thing. You said that earlier.
I said it in a different context. Okay, don't conflate the two.
don't,
Listen to me.
doesn't matter. You
Listen
still
to me
said
very carefully.
I'm not going to do that.
Oh, that's fine. Everyone else, please. I'm going to say this again for the last time. That the device that Big Blue used was created by men to read a specific force.
How does it make it wrong?
They translated.
Since you're going to use,
I was still going to talk. I was still talking.
Since you're going to use an appeal to nature.
Oh my God.
Fallacy?
Sean, are you going to play the video pretty soon? Because I'm going to be driving home and I really got to burn off some frustration by doing some flat earth trucking karaoke. So if you could play my video so that we can wrap this up.
Do what I want, Sean. Do what I want.
Yeah, give me a moment of warning so I can leave.
Bow to my wishes.
I am going to end the stream. I am tired. I'm gonna play because I told Travis I would, but here's the deal. No, Terry, share, damn it! I wanted that picture.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
when I thought you were going to wrap up, I thought,
I'm gonna do the end thing, but I was like in the middle, like
I was
literally.
going to set up an after show.
Okay, well, you gotta say something.
Yeah, please do set up an after show. I want to jump over there.
Yeah, I want to have a chat with Mr. Shields.
Because I got something. See, that's a lot of people ask this question: why I go quiet at the end? Well, for one, I mean, you guys are talking. Why do I need to talk? Two,
yeah, why?
Yeah, damn. Thanks, Terry, buddy, old motherfucker. Okay, so I don't talk 'cause my stream. So when everyone says their goodbyes, I can rant for another hour if I felt. So, like, usually in the beginning of the streams, I'm engaging. I'm getting the discussions. I'm engaging in all these things. But towards the end, what ends up happening is I pay attention, and I can pretty much dissolve what the problem is by the time the stream ends. So I get ready, and then I have a rant that I have to say, and I definitely have one for this one because I've heard a couple things that kind of upsets me. Doesn't upset me. I'm not gonna say upset, but red flagged it for me. And so I'm gonna let everyone say their goodbyes, and then I will let everyone go, and then I will explain the two things that I've witnessed tonight. So, who wants to go first? Let's say
me.
No. Let's start from the bottom. Unpaid chills.
Alphabetical, no.
Mr. Shields.
Unpaid Shills, it's your turn, buddy.
Shit, I muted myself. Go figure.
Santa.
Yeah. So the first thing is I've got to say that just because you don't believe in something doesn't mean it's not true. Just because you can shut your eyes, stick your fingers in your ears, and yell la 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 doesn't mean gravity's not a real thing. Centrifugal and centripetal
No
forces
thanks.
aren't
I
real,
got this.
and they're not real phenomena that we need to deal with. Just because you slap a brand new and improved sticker on something doesn't mean you don't need to call it, atmospheric conditions. Don't try to muddy the waters by saying this doesn't exist or that's real because I gave it a new name. It's taking away from the actual learning, and just try to learn. Don't try to rename everything and deny everything. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you, sir. They and them. We haven't heard you for a while now. Still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just listening to everything, and I think we all sometimes need to take a deep breath and step back when we do get into a confrontational situation.
All right. Let's see. Terry, you're last, whether you like it or not.
Okay.
I got the picture.
That's okay.
I got the image.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sean,
Oh,
you want
to stop? Can I stop sharing?
Yes, you can stop sharing. Thank you.
Aren't I in front of Sean?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I was looking at Terry's, and then I just looked up from Terry. I apologize. That is.
That's okay.
Travis, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I just thought that maybe I was wrong about the alphabet.
I don't know. Let's wait. Let's save that one for next stream.
Yeah. So we all look at the world differently, okay? I look at the Bible differently than my ex community, and I cannot make them see what I see. I can't. I can have conversations with them. I can try to explain it. I get the exact same visceral, strong, gut-wrenching reactions from my Christian community when I tell them that Jesus is not coming back. I get the exact same response from ballers when I tell them centripetal force is not real. It's the exact same thing. We're looking at the world differently. I can't make you guys see it. I can't. But I can try to talk about it. I can try to hear what you're saying and answer what you're saying. And, one day it's going to click. And I'm honest with you guys. I believe that if I'm missing something that you guys say along the way could click, and I would go, holy fuck, I didn't see that. I did not see that. And that totally makes sense. And I'm back on the ball.
All right. Sean. If Sean says Sean, then the other Sean should know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's been a pretty good show today. I want to say thank you, Sean, for having Sean on here, I guess. But no, one thing I do want to say is Travis had brought up the fact that concerning his religion, but that also said that he did his research into his religion. And when he says that there's no centripetal force going on, I think that he may need to do more research into it to be able to discount it. Just saying that it doesn't exist, but not knowing enough about it to say that it doesn't exist is kind of, you can't really do that. You can't really disprove something if you don't know anything about it. That's about all I got right now.
Digital demonic.
Coming. Okay, good discussion. Great points. It always seems that the flat Earth argument is always, listen to what I say. You have to hear what I know. You have to do what I want you to do. You have to do this. You need to do that. What you're not understanding is this. What you don't believe is not right. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we try and understand the flat Earth point of view, but it's the moment that something is said wrong that is when we get on the defensive. And that's my take from today.
Thank you, sir. Channel X. You better not be eating.
Yes, sir. I just want to say. No, I was just going to actually. It's funny you should say that because I was just going to say that I like fish fingers and custard. Thank you. That's all I got.
Ryan, my friend.
Channel, that is a very odd combination of things. I hope you're not having those together. And you're allowed to
you
respond
do.
to
Watch
that.
Doctor Who.
He's not American, so
Yeah,
they...
Doctor Who. Matt Smith's Doctor Who, first episode.
All right. Other than that, let's say you have a circular course that you're driving a truck on. You still have to accelerate towards the center to turn left around that course. There's your your centripetal acceleration. Other than that, thanks, Sean. Good being here. Thanks for having the show.
No problem. Thank you, sir. Big Blue.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate the chance to jump in today. Premeditated ignorance is no way to stumble through life, guys. We're talking about first principles of physics. It is not up for debate. You don't get to vote on it. Centripetal force is real. Centrifugal force is imaginary. You can't find any citation, any scientist, any physicist, any engineer that would tell you otherwise. That's all I got.
Passed out. Yeah, I don't have to wait. Passed out.
Hey, Sean.
Ooh, yeah.
You there?
Hey,
Oh,
Ryan,
Sean.
your turn, buddy.
Okay. Oh my.
And you should really think about what you're gonna say and make it like important. Your stupid ass
Worthwhile.
paid for this.
I know. Well, I paid you for this. Right?
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell your deal is. You guys know what he did? People on the panel. You know what he did?
Oh, what did he do?
I'm the only super
He gave
chatter
me a
on
$20 super chat
He
asking for the link. The link that I put out in the fucking chat.
Oh my God!
How could you not love? How could you
What
not
is
love?
so ridiculous about that? Dude, I support
Wait,
your
weren't
show.
you on the panel when you did that?
He was
Hello,
already
I was
here.
talking to Sean.
He was already here.
Sean.
He already had the
Sean,
link.
oh my God, Sean, you're going to need a shower after this.
Oh, I don't feel dirty at all. He's the one that I was gonna say where he took it, but that's not here nor there. So,
Big
oh,
Red,
no,
Big Red
Aaron,
can take his gravity.
go ahead, it's your turn.
Yeah. Big Red can take his gravity and do whatever he wants with it, and small Sean over there, Smith.
Wait,
can do whatever the fuck he wants with his fucking interpretation of what Travis
Aaron,
said.
this time is not for you to
Hello.
talk shit.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it a
no, it's final thought. No, you still got to.
Aaron, it's final thoughts, not final,
thought.
final chance at being a total cunt.
Yeah, you gotta.
Hey, Trills.
Aaron, here's the
You
problem.
didn't wait to
You
me
still
until
have
I got to you.
Goodbye.
I'll get to you.
Look, first of all,
Aaron,
you still
don't do this,
have
man.
you still have to respect everyone on the panel. That the rules don't change at the final. So, Aaron, can you do me a favor? Unmute yourself. Finish your final thoughts, so I can go to bed.
We want to watch the video, Aaron. Come on.
Don't let your boy down. And again, I did say you have to unmute yourself, so it's not a secret. You got like 5 seconds. If you can't figure out where the unmute button is, you're stuck in the panel anyway.
Okay, I'm here. Everything that Travis said, I do believe is up for debate, and we should have another show about this, and keep it going, Sean, because your show is a good platform.
I would love to have this topic continued if Jose doesn't steal it in the morning.
I
He
know.
will. I know.
Yeah, he came in.
Yeah, he usually does. He likes to do that lately. And if he does, I'll be out. Hey, if he does, you'll see me on his panel for sure.
Okay. Well, let's do it.
Terry. You.
Yes, I'm
your
here.
Turn. Last one.
After
you,
I'm
I'll
interested.
get this.
Am I here?
You're here.
Yeah, am I here?
We pretend you're not.
I'm trying to. I've got about 5 or 6 windows open, trying to set up.
Windows do not make you smarter. We've learned this by the
No, I know.
Everything
I
Travis
know.
said.
Hey,
Everything Travis said is up for
it's not your
debate.
turn.
Hey,
It's not your turn.
excuse me, my turn. What we were looking at before, that image of the centripetal and centrifugal force type scenario stuff. I'm looking into that myself because I want to understand the gyro systems and the forces regarding that too. So that'll all tie together for me to have a bit more understanding about all this. So that'll be good.
Not his turn.
And
Not his
thanks
turn.
for the show, Sean. It was great.
Absolutely, sir. Yeah, I definitely am going to find the smartest of the minds that I can, and get into this because tomorrow I'll do the stream on this same exact subject because I get it, I understand how it works, but there's a lot of things and a lot of effects that a lot of us don't understand completely. Damn it, Travis, that we don't understand that completely. And I was speaking of a couple things that I had witnessed during this stream, and this is exactly what I've been trying to express is happening. My first example will be Free Minded at the 24/7 server, and that guy Bong or whatever his name is. I played the recording of both of them, one being in Japan, one being in Australia, and they literally were speaking on the observation they were making that night, and unbeknownst to Free Minded, they're both explaining exactly what the globe explains, how and why you're seeing the moon from those two different locations, and they don't even realize they're doing it. Travis did that tonight. Did the exact same thing. I asked him simple questions that have to. I mean, he said something that was correct, or that he said something that I ultimately know is incorrect. We do not have our own worlds. It does not matter what you believe or disbelieve. The world is what it is. God damn it! This is my time, boy. God, motherfucker.
Sorry,
my
sorry.
See, I'm gonna fuck him up. Anyway, I made it very clear that and detailed explanation for the swinging the daughter around in a circle, blah 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 blah. When you give clear, broken down, detailed explanations for why or how something is happening, and the other person cannot. There's no way. It's impossible to say you have a different observation than I do of that example. The only difference is the beliefs that we have, the beliefs and the truths that we hold, that we haven't verified completely with everything because we can't. But guess what? We can try, which is why it took so many damn scientists to help us figure these things out. The idea that we're just bullshitting, parroting, is ridiculous. I know this because how is it that this goes for any flat earther, how is it that you have such an extensive knowledge of first the globe, enough that you know everything, definitely know everything enough that you have now figured an alternative explanation, and then beyond that to know that globe is not possible. Yet no one is showing this empirical evidence, these systems that work and explain what we observe that doesn't show flat earth. At some point, you got to realize you just don't like the name of something. If you don't like centripetal or whatever the frick all those words are, that's not my problem. That doesn't mean I'm a parrot or I'm lying or I don't know what I'm talking about. Not at all. The only thing that means is that I took the time to, for one, know what it is, understand it, and then at least have the understanding to know that if I think I have an alternative explanation for it, I would probably need to know everything about it. You can't. It's impossible to have an alternative. That goes for gravity, everything. You can't have an alternative to it unless you understand all the parts that are known about it as is. Just because you don't like gravity and you heard density before doesn't mean you know enough to explain why things drop the way they do or accelerate the way they do. And except it doesn't make any sense. At best, calling yourselves Globe Denier would be as honest as it can get. Saying you don't know and don't understand how things work would be an honest way of coming to this forum. Have at least a professional's level on physics or chemistry or any of these topics we've been talking about before you tell someone who is qualified to speak on these things, and then tell them no, they're wrong. How's that possible? That doesn't even make sense. How is it in the 5 years flat Earth? You're saying 5 years or 10 years you can't explain everything? How is it that in that amount of time, or better yet, the average flat earther that we all know has probably been in it for 3 to 5 years? How is it that you know enough to debunk the globe in 5 years, but all of the time that we've been around, they couldn't? No one could have figured it out because the government suppressed it, but you guys did. Does that make sense? Think about it. Where's the first place you saw anything about flat Earth? Where's most of your quote unquote evidence? Where are you getting it from? YouTube. I know some of you say, no, NASA documents. Where did you hear about those NASA documents? In a YouTube video? Because just like Riley, you can read a document and leave things out. Read the good parts, the parts that entice you to want to tell everyone that you figured it all out. But it's disingenuous. I mean, literally, how many times have people shown documents and only had read maybe a paragraph before they knew it was evidence, and halfway through that whole, that source, they realized how wrong they were. They concede, not everyone. And that goes for both sides, which is a whole other argument. You want to talk NASA, government, etc., anything besides the shape of the Earth, you do realize it's a different forum for that. 9/11 and all these other things that happened have nothing to do with the debate of flat Earth versus globe. I know. You may have thought about it or conspiracy theoried about it, all these other things, but it doesn't make it the same. You're not fighting the same fight. It doesn't work that way. Does that mean if you find out it's a globe, that 9/11 went as, the government says? Does that mean Pearl Harbor was cool? Does that mean that, the Iraq War, all those lies were lies and real truth? Like, how does this work? How do you combine them all? That's what I want to know.